Alrighty, time to do that thing we do where we look at whatever 06/45/2017 has decided to toss on the internet today. I don't have much preamble today. I was sick yesterday, feeling a little better today. So no stream, and I decided instead of covering his Tuesday video, no one alerted me to anything of value there. We're just going to go on and hit his whacking atheist last night, which apparently is him going over points from an old debate he had with Dr. Dan. So we've reached the point where Hovind is now reviewing his own old debates. Hey Jess, how's it going? So give me just a moment. Got a cough, and unlike Hovind, I know how to mute myself. All right. Yeah, no preamble. We're gonna get right to this now. This is where things get interesting because it turns out, for whatever reason, this was streamed to YouTube last night. And so far, it still exists. So we're going to be watching it from there because I fucking hate Rumble. So straight up, here we are from the Dr. Dino YouTube channel. Whacking atheist, Dr. Dan Cardinal. Something I wanted to mention but didn't previously is that the capitalization is all fucked up in all of these videos. Like all of Hovind's stuff. And while I want to blame Joseph for that, I feel like a lot of it actually does come from Kent. He may actually be the one to set up these titles, and Joseph just copies it over. Again, you'd expect someone who taught English and all that jazz for 15 years. He taught everything for 15 fucking years to be a little bit more consistent. And I know I break capitalization rules for titles and stuff because I tend to capitalize every word regardless. Sometimes I don't though, so I'm a little inconsistent. At least I'm aware of it. Hovind, it's all over the damn place. So, enough nitpicking. Let's get to, the other nitpicking I do. Right. I don't want to do this any more than you guys do, but you're here. I'm here. Let's end July with another whack-a-Hovind.
Well, good evening, folks. Ken Hovind here in the crew at Dinosaur Adventureland in Lenox, Alabama. It is July the 30th, 2025. Tonight, whack an atheist. This poor guy, he doesn't get it. We're going to have to get a bigger hammer for this one, I think, Joseph. We got the little...
Always talking to Joseph. Joseph, Joseph. Well, has he got like a Penn and Teller thing going on here? Joseph, I can't tell whether Joseph or what's his name, Bolin is wife number 5, but one of them is definitely wife number 5.
Regular hammer to wax. Normal people can listen when you pay them, show them some real science. Like, oh wow, yeah, they get rid of their SpongeBob imagination. Wow, just imagine we're related to a tomato. No, oh hey, we're not related. Some of them need a bigger hammer.
Hey, I am the tomato. Which is your own damn fault. You're the one who started that, you dumbass. Look at what you did. You joke about my online alias, and everyone embraces the tomato. I don't even like tomatoes like that. But here we are.
Some of them need...
Boo, you do not deserve Mjolnir, you son of a bitch.
A really big hammer. See the one up on the shelf there? Somebody made for me. I don't need it, but that's a big one. Anyway, tonight, whack an atheist. We're on a bunch of different channels. Let's see, we're on Facebook, 149,000. Tell your friends to sign up for it. It's free. What do you want? We're on Rumble.
Oh, trust me, Hovind. Everyone who ever wanted a Facebook account has a Facebook account. Facebook is ancient-ass media. Alright, that's the invention of the cotton gin for social media. You go before that, you reach eras like LiveJournal and MySpace. That's the Roman Empire, baby. MySpace did everything right. Because you just posted your little blog entries, you shared some little bulletins, and it was mostly a not share every thought you had, but just share your identity kind of thing. And it evolved more around, direct communication with everyone messaging everybody else. It was so much better.
On, let's see, X, on our own app, kenthovind.tv, and Instagram, and let's see, all those things, TikTok, and et cetera. Okay. So be sure to share this message with your friends. Here we are. We have open mic challenge every Thursday, Friday. Anybody can call in. If you abuse your privilege, we'll shut you off. Okay.
Translation: if you're smarter than me, I'm gonna say shut them off, Joseph. Which means everyone who calls in is gonna be smarter than me. So nobody's talking. It's just gonna be Hovind rambling, and all my old piss ass followers are gonna be like, "Yeah, he's right."
Tonight, the 30th. Next month, the end of the last 3 days of the month is our creation boot camp. Come on down for that, or if you want to get a booth here to set up and sell your material, if it's good creation material and we agree with it.
Of course. You know, I just want to point out that's pretty funny how he'll do that and not blink twice about it, but he cries conspiracy at the scientific community and the like for who's a scientist and who's not. It's like, who's got good creation material and who doesn't, Kent? If I want to write, want to promote the story of Gilgamesh or whatever the hell, it's creation material. Why don't you let me do it, huh? Oh, it's not your kind of creation. Okay.
You're prejudiced? Well, yeah, I don't want Muslims or Mormons or,
Again, to be biased, Kent, not prejudiced. You throw that word around way too much.
Idiots coming in.
Although you are prejudiced, but I wouldn't call it necessarily on that front.
Selling their stuff. No, this is our show. Do what you want on your side of the street. Okay, so call 855-BIG-DINO extension 4 to talk to Joseph about advertising your creation ministry or possibly being one of our speakers. We may be full on that, but or 855-BIG-DINO extension 5 to talk to Titus about getting a cabin to stay in. It's free. Okay, help us to open for free. Join our 777 club. Call Bobby or Krista in the office.
And you already know the score. Super chats are an option. Best way to help out right now is that lovely little QR code up in the corner. If you can toss a few shekels towards helping Seth with the move, that'd be awesome. That'd be the best use of the funds, because the key thing is getting him over to Memphis. Everything else will work itself out. Nah, but anything you can contribute is great. Also, I got links down below to all kinds of stuff. I got that Discord server. It's always insanity there. Especially when everyone thinks I'm dead because I didn't post anything today because, I was too busy working. The last thing they see is, hey, I feel like crap. I just woke up at like 3 yesterday. And then nothing. It's like, no, I'm good. Just, got over being sick and went to work. And by get over being sick, I mean, I just go into work feeling like crap anyway and just work through it. Back to Hovind, though.
Dino.com. We just want to get the gospel out. The world's largest horseshoe crab. Brother, it was hot the last couple of days.
Oh my God, who the hell cares, Kent? Yeah, you live in the fucking ass crack of America. Of course it's hot. It's fucking hot here too. It's hot in the Carolinas. It's hot in fucking Wisconsin. Do you want a medal?
Under, right? It was warm out there putting that thing together. Yeah.
Yeah, putting that thing together. It looks like a giant ass.
You guys are doing great.
Hang on. Y'all see, y'all can't quite see because of my name there, but it says from Deborah Francis, atheists beware. Beware what? The pedophile enabling tax protesting woman beater? I ain't scared of Hovind.
Horseshoe crab put together. If you're good at fiberglass, come on down. We need you for about a week.
There's been a Discord. The Discord has been set up for so long. Well, it's not really been that long. I had an old one, deleted it, then started this one again when I kind of got my groove going on here. I got the Discord set up to actually delete like ancient messages, so it's at least old enough that I feel like old material needs to be stricken lest it be used against somebody who sneaks in and tries to be all malicious. Ooh. People think they're all clever going through, I snuck in their Discord and I went through the old messages. It's like, wow, I'm glad you wasted your time. But yeah.
Help us fiberglass all the seams. Poor thing's been moved a couple times. And have the world's largest.
Help us fiber. See, it looks like a giant ass. A very weird ass, but an ass nonetheless.
Horseshoe crab right here in Lenox, Alabama.
Oh yeah, I pause right when it switches over. Look at that! What a load of shit! If you hadn't seen it before, they destroyed that thing to move it down there. It is never going to be in any kind of reasonable shape. And honestly, even if they get it built, which I find it weird, they just plopped it in the ground. They didn't build a pad for it or anything, like pave an area, because that's what I would have done, is pave an area so it would have become effectively a kind of gazebo. Yeah, it's going to rot. Not that fiberglass rots, but you know what I mean. It's gonna sink in the fucking ground. It's never going to be in any kind of sound shape. And honestly, I expect it to collapse the first bout of bad weather that comes through. In fact, hell, wind gusts get high enough, given fiberglass, even though that stuff's heavy, it's got a lot of surface. It's gonna blow it right apart. Imagine that, a nice gust of wind, temperature inversion, and something happening like Hurricane Elvis that happened back in 2003 around here. Look that up. That was a crazy event in Memphis history. Blow that shit all over DAL. Maybe it'll knock out Hovind.
Or if you're a good carpenter, come down, help us build Noah's Ark. There's Krabby going together.
Oh, they got more pieces. It almost looked like something over there. Let's get that frame.
Good carpenter, come down, help us build Noah's Ark.
Oh, it almost looks like something. It's still fucked. Look at that. Oh man.
There's Krabby going together. Tonight, Whack an Atheist Wednesday. It's a fun game we play called Whack-A-Mole, based on Whack-A-Mole game. Oh, there's Pope Dan V. Tonight? Yeah, Pope Dan V tonight. We had Pope Dan the Fourth last night, or last Wednesday. Whack-A-Mole based, it's a game, okay? It's a joke. We're not whacking anybody. Adults love to play Whack-A-Mole, stick their head up, whack them back down. You did that, Joseph? Put my head on there? Crybaby did that? Thank you, Crybaby. I appreciate that. Tonight's Whack an Atheist. So many atheists, so little time. The winner is, well, Dan consistently makes wild claims about evolution religion.
No. First off, since you don't understand English, your statement should be makes wild claims about the evolution religion, or more correctly, the religion of evolution. But let's not get into sentences that require a middle school or higher understanding of the language. And yes, this is me being pedantic. Fuck you, Kent. They're not wild claims, Kent. He, as the kids say, he's spitting straight facts.
And Dan Barker does the same thing. And he started Freedom from Religion. Dan Barker, you jumped in.
Woo! FFR. I think they're still good. I don't even know anymore. There's so much drama in this community. And I mean, it's not like it's all encompassing, but so much random shit happens, and I ain't about that. So if the FFR isn't cool anymore, then I take back that woo. If they are still acceptable, then we continue with the woo.
To a much stupider religion when you join the evolution religion. It's retarded. Real stupid, okay?
Oh, Hovind dropped the word. Now I'm trying really, really hard to stop using that word. Recently, Matt Dillahunty went on a little rant about it. I think it was Matt. And I decided personally I should finally try to truly retire it, even at least insofar as using it as a straight insult like that. I still want to use the word in its actual meaning. I feel like that should be completely, accepted. Fire retardant, that kind of thing. You're very rude, Kent. The only thing that fits that qualification as you mean it is what you think, because nothing you believe at all matches reality. And the fact you have to jump through so many hoops to make it appear to match reality, shows how absolutely dishonest the ideas are and you are.
Then Dan Dennett was a famous bunch of Dans seemed to like the evolution religion. Dan Radcliffe, the movie star. Dan Rourke, who calls himself...
Because Rumble does not give a flying fuck. Rumble is the alternative YouTube for people who just say whatever the fuck and likely are not able to be on YouTube anymore. Odyssey tried to be that by being another YouTube clone. Don't get me started on Odyssey. That was a write-up that was years ago, should have been made. The whole library thing, but again, that's whole other subject. At that point, that's a tech discussion. Point is, Rumble doesn't give a flying fuck. They're making money either way.
Simon Dan. We declared him Pope Dan the Fourth because he would always just make a statement. Well, we know evolution's true. Oh, he said it ex cathedra. Wow.
I thought it was Dan the Fifth in your other slide. Was my memory going out, or did you just get your shit mixed up again, Kent? Also, the only person going ex cathedra here is you, Mister, sitting in the chair, rambling on in your little fancy corner inside of a church. If you ever see it in context of the actual church building, it looks fucking weird.
That means it's infallible. You got to believe it. Pope says it ex cathedra. Man, you're stuck. You got to believe it. So tonight, Dan Cardinal. Dan speaks as if he is Pope Dan the Fifth of the evolution.
Oh, okay. So this is the fifth Dan, and the other's the fourth Dan. Dude, you realize the popes have to die, and then one adopts the name, and then they get the number attached after adopting the name. But there can only be one pope at a time. So I mean, why am I expecting Hovind to one understand, or two give a flying fuck about the very basics of the nature of papal identity? Anyway.
Religion. Okay. He says he knows he's related to pine trees and bananas. He knows that. Okay. So Dan, you get the award tonight. Pope. Well,
yo, that is a perfect description from Chris the excuse me, Chris from Record Talk. Slowly going blind here, people. This sucks. Rumble's like that one dive bar in town where the other people are banned from other bars go. That is it. That is Rumble.
Technically, he's not really Pope Dan the Fifth. You're not. You may believe you're related to pine trees and bananas. You're not the Pope. You're not even a cardinal. Okay. We'll talk about that in a minute. So he did my debate I did with him some time ago. What is macroevolution?
Nick Fuentes. That name is familiar, but I can't remember anything about them. Rumble has literal self-proclaimed Nazis on it. Yep.
Now he said we know Kent likes to say something silly like, has a pine tree ever given birth to an elephant or something? And he gets into the big deal of evolution. Microevolution is the real definition is evolution above the species level. Now, let me explain it to you slowly here, Dan. Maybe you'll get it. I doubt it, but maybe you'll get it.
Let me explain it to you slowly, Kent. You're dumb. You are really dumb.
Species. Keep in mind, the animals do not even know that we humans are always trying to classify them into species.
Which is absolutely irrelevant.
Nor do they care. They do not care at all how we classify them, nor do they know we're doing it. They know.
And if that's a point against the concept of species, then it's a point against your concept of kind as well, Kent.
Know what to look for in a mate. Keep in mind, they don't even know what they look like most of the time.
Except they do, because, they may not know their exact details, but they know because they see other cats, they see other dogs, they see others of their species.
But they know what to look for. We turn our sheep loose in the North 40. There's cows up there, full-size cows, zebus, squirrels, armadillos, sheep, and dogs.
Now, when you say self-proclaimed Nazis who turned on Trump, I mean, is this a sucky, $5 thing or something? God, I feel bad for doing that. I feel bad for that one. y'all get the metaphor, though. We all know the joke. It was funny when South Park did it. I just did it. It just felt gross. Live and learn. Let's continue. At least I'll admit when my jokes are fucking horrible.
Donkeys. The sheep don't even consider looking at the donkeys to mate with. They just go find another sheep.
Which is funny then that horses and donkeys decide, yep, I'm going to go for this. And, let's not get started on dogs and people's legs. Dogs just want to hump whatever. They don't care. They're just getting it on.
How do they know? They know, okay? Species. A group of living organisms consisting of similar individuals capable of exchanging genes or interbreeding. Well, the Bible says they would bring forth. Synonyms for species. Look at this, Dan. Watch carefully. Read this, okay? Type, kind.
Yeah. because in casual language, one can use that as a synonym for casual conversation. But since you want to treat kind as some sort of definite classification, it should be used in that context a little more strictly and be more well defined. But it's not. You like to play fast and loose with it. Just like you did in prison, but, you know, I'm not here to judge.
Sort. The Bible says they'll bring forth
Totally here to judge.
after their kind, bring forth after their sort. First 7 chapters uses the word 30 times, okay?
Will they bring forth after their Bort license plates? You know, we're out of Bort license plates.
In biology, it's a kind or a sort, really. National Pornographic. A species is defined as a group of organisms that can reproduce naturally with one another and create fertile offspring. However, the classification of a species can be difficult. Yeah. See, this is all humans doing this. The animals don't care we're even doing it.
Which, again, is absolutely irrelevant, Kent. Absolutely irrelevant.
And you atheists get all bent out of shape over, oh, we got a new species. That proves evolution. Knock it off. Stop and think, okay? Definition of species.
Stop and think. How about you stop and think and understand why one would classify something as a new species? It's not just done arbitrarily. There are valid criteria which are the reason for however many definitions you say this week there are. Because you like to run off some random number, and I've heard it change a few times. Which is fine, you know, it's whatever. Yeah. There's multiple applicable criteria to define a species, and depending on what general type of organism you're dealing with, you'll use the most accurate and most consistent criteria. It's very straightforward.
A kind or a sort. They get upset with Christians using the word kind because the Bible uses the word kind. If they can bring forth the
No, people don't like it because it's an ill-defined term. You say if they can bring forth, they're the same kind, but there's so many criteria that break that. Ring species being a primary example. Well, they used to be able to. Well, yeah, all life at some point or another, likely at a stage, its ancestors, which weren't like the extant life, were definitely more, how shall we say, less specialized than modern genera, were able to bring forth. And then separation happened, adaptation happened, evolution happened. But, you know, that's what you cry about, Kent, because Magic Sky Daddy didn't get involved. What was Magic Sky Daddy supposed to fuck every animal and decide what traits he'd pump in there for them to become what they were? Is that will you accept evolution then? Because it seems like that's what you're going for. Hey, I don't know. You know, you can have all the kinks you want, Hovind, but I'm just saying, you seem obsessed with this shit.
same kind. Dogs and coyotes can bring forth. Dogs and pine trees cannot. Okay. Synonyms for species. Wow, what's a synonym? A kind.
Wow, once again, casual conversation. Is species the same as the letter grade I got back in school? Is it the same as the classes that I took? Is it the same as my family? Is my family a species? Set when I set the date on my BSD server, is that a species? Ooh, type. Ooh. When I hit letters on a keyboard, is that a new species, Kent? Oh, but Chris, that's typing like typing. But yeah, it's the same word. They sound the same. They're functionally, from Kent's logic, the same word. That's the point.
Duh.
Duh.
Biology dictionary. Species definition. A group of organisms that share genetic.
Oh, this joke has to be made, and I really don't want to. But regarding ducks' lack of consent, I'm gonna have to do the turkey joke on. I do what I want because I'm a duck. You know, kind of like turkey. Turkey does what it wants because it's a dinosaur. Duck's a dinosaur too. I seriously wonder what dinosaur would actually have tasted like. Would avian dinosaur? Yeah, would the avian type of dinosaurs have tasted kind of like chicken and duck and various birds? Does it feel like they would? little special, but I feel like they probably would have tasted similar. I don't know though.
Heritage are able to interbreed and create offspring that are fertile. They do not allow for reproduction between two populations. Scientists have changed the definition of species several times throughout history.
In such a way as making it more applicable to specialized genera. Because using the same criteria you would for a mammal to define a species is not going to work well for bacteria or fungi.
God's word hasn't changed at all. It doesn't need to change.
Yeah, because it's permanently stuck in the land of bullshit. Also, it's the word of Bronze Age goat fuckers. I mean, herders.
And bring forth after their kind, after his kind, after his kind, after his kind. See, if they can bring forth, they're the same kind.
We're talking about presidential campaigns. I still got to work on the website, but I'm working on my 2028 campaign. 2020 and 2024 were really shitty years for Vote for Chris, but 2028, that's the year, man. That's the year. Vote for me. My motto for the 2028 election, it can't get any worse.
It's not complicated, okay? After his kind.
Slogan is the word I'm looking for.
20 times in the first 7 chapters. After
Yeah, and the Bible contains kill over 100 times. What does that tell you, Kent?
his kind, after his kind, after his kind.
That's the word these idiots writing this garbage chose to use. Quit stroking your mental e-peen over it.
Okay? They bring forth after. You guys, you're so desperate to say, oh,
I'm so Hovind, so desperate. He's gotta say how many times a word is in the Bible. Like that's supposed to fucking mean something. Oh, Hovind, you silly rascal.
wow, we have a new species. 167 species of ducks. They're ducks. It doesn't prove they're related to bananas. Biological species, a group of organisms that can reproduce with one another. It's also defined based on their shared evolutionary history. Now, they threw this in. And
No, they didn't throw that in. They realized that those criteria were important.
this is pure propaganda. This is stupid. Tell them I said so. I'll debate them all anytime.
Yeah, your cries for debate mean nothing, Kent.
Species, nature.
Try harder, old man.
Wow, a peer-reviewed journal. A group of organisms that can reproduce with one another in nature. They can bring forth, just what the Bible says. Scientific American, another peer-reviewed journal. To this
No, it's not.
day, scientists struggle with the question.
I'm not sure Nature qualifies. I could be mistaken. That one's referred to as a science journal, so I think it is. But Scientific American, that's pop sci. Even then, Nature's kind of a special case in the way it publishes things.
What is a species? The debate over species definition is far from over. Yep. They struggle. They can't figure out what a species is still today. The embarrassment.
Oh, the exact definition of God's word is a struggle. That all the theists can't argue, all the Christians can't figure out what it is. They're constantly arguing with each other. Is it the Trinity? Is it not? Is the Catholic doctrines correct, or is Protestantism? Well, which variant of Protestantism are the Mormons right? Hey, how about Islam? Is Muhammad the prophet? I don't know. What about those who reject the entire Jesus concept? Oh, the what are they? The Jews. The whole first hunk of your book is the Jewish half. They got some extra stuff thrown in there. What about them? They don't seem to agree with you. Seems like the reality of the world according to religious worldviews is far from figured out. Hovind.
Of definitions may come as a surprise. Scientists struggling to agree on something so basic.
Hey, speaking of Dan, we got Simon Dan in the chat. Hey, buddy, how you doing? You know what? Real quick, Dan, while I know you're here, what is the best way for me to get a hold of you when I finally do? The way that will be filtered through all the noise, because I just want to make sure when I do pop up and say, hey, it'll actually get to you and not be lost to, like I said, in the noise.
As how to decide that a group of organisms form a species. Perhaps it's like the endangered.
Dan Stead, he's hitting every Dan. He mentioned Cyman Dan earlier. He's mentioning this Dan, that Dan, any Dan he knows of. He's just going at it. He got a crush on every Dan.
The Species Act, which take for granted that we know what species are. In fact, we don't know. Anyway, that's a long story. So
yeah, that sums it up. Can't use cry. It wasn't very effective.
Biologist at Southern Utah University. At last count, there are 26 published concepts in circulation. What exactly is a species, Dan? You tell me. You keep asking what's a kind. Okay.
A population of organisms with a shared genetic heritage that are able to interbreed, usually differentiated by additional specializations in their genetic makeup, their morphology, and genetic makeup and their morphology. That's my understanding of it. So you'll have some stuff that can interbreed, like the whole horse and donkey thing. Horse and donkey thing. Because they're still closely enough related, but they are still technically different species because they have differentiated. It's pretty straightforward. Life is very fluid like that. And what exactly is any given species is still us just comparing present snapshots of life's branches. It's really beautiful. It's a form of beauty you could never comprehend because your mind is clouded by this kind of idiocy. Oh, creation, God just did it, because God just did it. God.
Tell me what a species is. There's 26 different ones. Which one are you going to choose? Trying to draw lines between species has proved frustrating. Mm-hmm.
You mean we got people in the southern hemisphere here? The southern hemisphere doesn't exist. The stars, they don't rotate the other way. It's an illusion. You're just bordering the ice wall. I don't know. God, flat earthers are funny. I can't take them seriously enough to do videos on them. Not very often, anyway. CC sometimes.
Within a species, there's confusion. The willow ptarmigan of Ireland has a slightly different plumage from the willow ptarmigan of Scotland. Oh, wow. The feathers are a little different. That's proof related to whales. Yeah, right there. Naturalists could not agree.
Oh wow! Some guy says that he found some wheels in the Red Sea, so that means that that the Bible's correct in reference to the parting of the Red Sea. Ron Wyatt's bullshit. That's Hovind's logic right there.
Whether they belong to the same species, they probably got paid while they're arguing about it too. While they argued as long as they could to keep the paychecks coming in. Charlie Darwin was amused. It's really laughable to see what different ideas are prominent in various naturalists in their mind when they speak of species.
Hold up. Y'all can't quite see it down there from George Woodring. It says, God is real. God is real. Jesus is real. The Bible is accurate, and you can't deny that. Yes, I can. God is a lie. Jesus never existed. The Bible isn't accurate about a damn thing. Give me $5, fool.
In 1856, Charlie Darwin wrote before his book came out, 1859. It all comes, I believe, from trying to define the undefinable. Charlie Darwin could.
Yo, here we go. I'd mentioned this in some of the streams, and so we got one live. Great prophetic oval box of rocks proclaims, a tangent shall be entertaining. Yo. So our buddy here has ever since Kent said that finding basically a box of rocks, oval-shaped rock or something to that effect, in where they think the Noah's Ark site is proof that the Bible is true. This man has been leaving these comments on every video, and I fucking love it. Do not stop. Please do not stop with the prophetic oval box of rocks comments. I love them. Let me see. I got it in my in one of my things, the actual explanation on what Hovind had said, because I went back and pulled the exact text. Give me a moment. I'm being myself here. Okay, Ken Hovind said, oval-shaped container full of rocks is how they know the ark landed on top of the mountain. Yeah, that was it. That was it exactly.
Didn't even define a species, and he wrote the book, The Origin of Species. What happened here, Dan? What's a species? It all comes trying to.
Yeah, Dan, it's weird. It's like when he did a video on Chris guy. I think it was last week. It was weird hearing Chris constantly. It's like, but I'm Chris, and it just kind of. I took it as advantage of training myself to not have that little trigger of Hovind is aware of me by hearing my real name. Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird.
Define the undefinable. Meanwhile, other varieties become extinct. He said, I look at the term species as one arbitrarily given for the sake of convenience to a
S'mores. That's pretty much it. Nail on head.
set of individuals closely resembling each other, Darwin said. Ah, well, there you go. Charlie said it. He was a preacher.
Yo, AI Hovind would be way better than real Hovind. AI, since AI requires you to prompt it to respond to you, so it's always waiting for another response, and it has to wait for the responses. It doesn't interrupt you. AI Hovind, you could actually have a conversation with.
Scientist at all. Okay. Ernst Mayr, the German ornithologist, the expert in birds, declared that species were not convenient labels, but they are real entities, like mountains or people.
Wow, Kent. And again, for the 1000th time, I don't care what any one individual said. I care about what the facts are. What is agreed upon by the scientific community at current that actually makes sense for what is going on in reality. Seem to get better and better all the time at understanding reality.
1942, he defined a species as a gene pool, calling it a set of populations that can reproduce with one another. That's what the Bible said.
This just in, Simon Dan's gonna do another CC, Chris from Westchester County video. I mean, we knew he'd discover it eventually, but if he did upload a new one, there we go. Dan's gonna be on top of it. This is gonna be fun. Over. I don't know. Just being goofy.
All along. You guys just don't get it. They still don't know in 1942. Defining a species from Berkeley University, peer-reviewed. Yeah.
Hey, I'm running Berkeley software right now. The server sitting in the closet just over there is running Berkeley Systems Distribution Unix, the free BSD branch of that. It runs damn well. Way better than anything you've got going on, Kent. What's my point here? I don't know. I just really like BSD and want to bring it up whenever I can, as opposed to BDSM. Two very different things.
A species is defined as a group of individuals that actually potentially interbreed in nature.
He froze.
It's a gene pool. Oh, okay. Definition of species might seem cut and dried, but it's not. In nature, they're allowed to apply the definition. Well, let's see. The definition as a group of interbreeding individuals cannot be easily applied.
The oval box of rocks has been proven to be the most accurate way to learn anything. All right, we have all got to get oval-shaped boxes containing rocks. And when it emits a scroll, random scroll just comes out of it. Just sitting there like, pick me, pick me. It will tell your future. Or possibly a fact of the present that you weren't aware of. The oval box of rocks is a mystery, yet it simultaneously makes all sense. You have to make that like into a shirt or something, or maybe a little plushie, a little plush oval box of rocks. That's so stupid in the best of ways. It'd be like the comfort fries that Kent has somewhere behind his garbage over here.
Organisms that reproduce only or mainly asexually. How do you define them? Okay. Let's see. Let's see the carrion.
Yeah, did anyone get their NASA checks this month? Because I sure as hell didn't. I could really use that check too.
Crow, the hooded crow, and you can get hybrids. They can breed together. Should they be considered the same species? I don't care, and the birds don't care. They don't care at all. Okay, move over.
Zoomy. I'm going to reference 10,000 grams of pure caffeine, the extended version. Just don't question it.
Over, let them build their nest. Okay. God said they're going to bring forth two of every sort, of every sort, of every sort. Ravens. There are 10 different species of heavy-billed dark birds larger than crows. We call ravens. Yeah? So what? It's a bird. But you guys want to say that is evidence that they're related to whales.
Damn it! I just paused right after it went, but you know, it mentioned the Corvus family there, or group, or whatever taxa it was. I'm not too well versed, even though I like birds. My point is, I loved when there were those COVID like alert signs everywhere back in 2020, and there's that one photo that says Corvid alert, and I'm like, yes, let the crows reign supreme. No joke, I fucking love crows. My old job, there was this one who hung out on a light pole that was out like right in front of the building, right between us and the next building over. And it was always there when I'd get into work, and it knew me. Right, it had gotten used to me. You know, crows are fucking smart. They recognize faces. I'd never given it food or anything, but I always looked up and just, I don't know. I'd be dumb and just kind of wave to it like I could do just silly thing like, "Hey, bird." And I guess something about me constantly being like, "Hey" to it, it liked that. It would wait for me to be there, and then it'd fly off once I left. It's fucking wild. It's like, okay, dude's here, I'm gone. And like my coworkers told me, on days I was off, it'd be waiting. Fucking weird, man. Fucking weird. I hope that bird's doing all right.
You're morons. Tell your daddy I said called you a moron, okay?
You're a moron, Kent. Fuck you.
Probably your mama.
Okay. Wow. Okay, we got to go through that one again. And yes, I just did a Peter Griffin laugh.
Your daddy I said called you. That is evident.
All right, let's just listen to this without my ramblings over the genus of Corvus. Okay. Awesomeness of birds.
That they're related to whales. You're morons. Tell your daddy I said called you a moron, okay? Probably your mama, okay? The hair.
Should I call up my mom and be like, "Hey, Ken Hovind called me a moron"? I don't feel like it.
And after his kind, the locust after his kind, the bald locust after his kind, the beetle, the grasshopper, the tortoise. They know what their kind is. How many varieties of herons are there? There are 72 species of herons. I bet they had a common ancestor called a bird. They bring two of every sort, after their kind, after their kind, after their kind, two of every sort. It's real. The Bible said it a long time before Charlie ever was born or thought of, okay? After his kind, after his kind. The lewd fellows of a baser sort. Mm-hmm. What's the definition? Simple.
So are fellows a sort now? Are they a kind? Are lewd fellows a kind? Yes, I would like to experience the kind of lewd fellows. Wait, not like that. Oh God, no! Hey, wait, that's kind of alright. What's the phrase? Don't knock it till you try it. I don't know. I'm not interested, but you do you. Or whatever you want to. I don't know.
Species. What is species? Simple definition. A biological group of organisms that can reproduce with one another in nature and produce fertile offspring. What is your...
Yep. I mean, you look at just this snapshot and think, yep, this is all sanity. This is all normal.
Your definition of species. A group of similar individual living things that ranks below genus in scientific...
Laura with more... With more... I can't fucking speak today. Laura with another $4.99 super chat. I was expecting more money for the mouse fund. That sounds weird. Computer mouse fund. Really, I think I need a keyboard before the mouse at this stage. Super chat $4.99 from Laura. Oh, you had a parasocial relationship with a burb. Yeah. I mean, there was no other way to explain it. It for whatever reason seemed to be like, okay, this human exists. Everything's good. I don't know.
Classification. Made up of individuals able to produce offspring with one another. Wikipedia. Defined as the largest group of
Wikipedia. He thinks he's so cute with that.
Organisms in which two individuals are of appropriate sexes. You think they're going to get in trouble for saying that? They have to be the appropriate sex to make babies.
And here's Ken Hovind not understanding the difference between sex and gender. Something that, while slightly unintuitive given how we've cross-linked the two in society, at first. It begins to make complete sense when you actually look into any of it for more than 5 minutes and realize how the two can be abstracted to a point where it's nothing crazy at all. It took me a little bit to sort of get adapted to it. I ain't even gonna lie. It's not that I rejected it, it's just wrapping my brain around it. But then got a few good explanations, and that was that. You're still bitching about it. But of course you are, because you're a bigoted old piece of shit.
Now there's 57 genders, you know.
Shut up, Bolin. I feel like that was Bolin laughing. Fuck you.
Are extremely stupid. I mean, like off the charts stupid. Okay. Anyway, species in biology, classification comprising related organisms that share common characteristics.
Should note that the 57 genders thing's something he saw on some random ass website and effectively pulled out of his ass as far as acting like it's something that's a standardized thing.
And are capable of interbreeding. Oh, well, there you go again.
For the record, gender identity is a spectrum, much in the same way as light is a spectrum. There. That's all you need to know, Hovind.
How many breeds of horses are there? Whoa, 350 breeds of horses. They might have had a common ancestor called a horse, right? It doesn't prove they're related to, let's see, birds, tortoises, and ladybugs.
Except they are, because see, you have a common ancestor right there that branches out into here, and that's going to be a pretty damned early. Yeah, look, it's before. Oh, notice that, Hovind. It's right at the level where your various aquatic stuff is. And then it branches off, and you get all these cool derivations. But then you go all the way down here, then move over, and you get to that. Oh, wow, it's almost as if there was another common ancestor way down there in this indescribably simplified, but still very, very appropriate chart showing the split. Also, it's weird that you're citing your own debate with Wade the Wizard, but what do I know? I'm not a mass debater like you.
Oh, and trees, yeah. Horses and trees. You can see the similarity between a horse and a tree. Anybody can see that, okay? Oh, and worms.
And yes, giraffes are very gay, and they're into water sports, which is fine. I actually really like giraffes. I've got to feed a giraffe bananas. The Memphis Zoo. It was awesome. It was one of those awesome experiences you only get to do once. And this isn't like a normal feeding thing. Like, no, I was in the enclosure. I was in their thing with the keeper. It was fucking awesome. And those fuckers are tall. I know I said that weird. Just gonna do the whole stream like this. No, I'm not gonna torture you like that. Yeah, I mean the giraffes were like, that you could walk under one cleanly, and I'm 5'10", so you just go. There you go. Maybe hit the belly of it. Fucking love them. Fucking love giraffes. They're dumb, but they're adorable.
I forgot the worms. Okay. These charts are pure propaganda. There's nothing scientific about this at all.
Except there's everything scientific about it, Kent, because you can't comprehend, and by comprehend I mean simply refuse to acknowledge the science that conflicts with your magic book of bullshit, and that these very simplified charts demonstrate fact known through the fossil record, through the genetic similarities and differences that species have, morphology, behavior, everything about life shows common ancestry.
I'll debate anybody in the world on this topic. Bring them up.
Your debates mean nothing.
Okay. Carolus Linnaeus, 1700s, developed a classification system. Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family.
Whoa, feed an elephant in an enclosure. That is awesome. Elephants are equally badass. I can love elephants too. Really want to get to the Memphis Zoo and check out everything again. If I could get my camera out of storage, get some good video or photos, yeah.
Species. The animals don't care we're doing this. They don't even know we're doing it. It doesn't matter to them at all. They decided to put man and chimps in the same family.
No, there's a reason we're classified together. There are multiple reasons why we're classified together. Again, stuff well above your understanding. But more importantly, beyond your accusation, they just decided you once again pulled the animals don't care, which is irrelevant.
It doesn't mean we're related. Somebody drew Somebody put the name in the chart. That's all it means. A set of animals or plants with members that have similar characteristics and can breed with each other. Humans and chimps cannot. I bet some people are trying.
Yeah, because we demonstrated, we deviated, 6 million fucking years ago. You know why horses and donkeys can get it on and actually have something? Because their separation was more like 2 million years ago. So it seems interesting that depending on how isolated populations are, it still takes a good couple of million years for the genetic component to deviate to a point where speciation, where interbreeding finally stops being a thing and you have complete speciation. One could argue that in these cases you have a partial speciation. Yes, I am really actually addressing garbage Kent says this time around. I'm just feeling it. Of course, that means this stream is going to be going on forever.
Tried it though.
But y'all like when the streams are long, so we're just going to keep on going.
Morons out there. At Dinosaur Adventureland, we keep our sheep, our donkeys, our zebu cows, and horses.
Joe, if you call Hovind, ask him why he still refuses to debate Yamato. It was almost a year ago that he whined and bitched when he discovered me. And he still hasn't contacted me for a debate. I'll debate Hovind anytime. He just, has to agree to actual terms. Or if he wants his terms so badly, understand that I will hold him to his terms. He wouldn't like that.
Horses all together in the same pasture. We've never gotten a zeep, zonkey, heap, or how, or shibu. Never. And they know
because their deviations were way further back.
What kind they are. They show no interest in mating with the other kind.
But Kent, you say they know what their kind is. Why did all your biblical heroes fuck goats? Sure, Jesus had a whole damn flock of them he was sticking it to every night. Oh, does that upset you? Good.
Keep in mind, let's see, no interest in mating. If they're dumb enough to try, like the duck we had that raised the turkey from the baby, nothing will happen. If a duck and a turkey try to, get together.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I missed that. It's Central Time is 7 o'clock, so it'll be about 7-ish tonight and 7-ish tomorrow. He goes live. However, he likes to ramble for towards 30 minutes. So if you pop in, expect to be in the back room for a while, unless Joseph is like, "Hey, we got somebody." But it's 7 o'clock Central Time, so it is 5:38 right now. So that'll be a little over an hour from now. He will be live. My apologies, Joe.
Hang on. The turkey went in and sat on some chicken eggs, and the male duck tried to mate with her. Bird brains, all of them. Okay.
Yeah, so that's funny, Kent. Doesn't that show that they don't know what to go for? Of course, as we've discussed before, ducks are serial rapists. Those things are pretty fucking horrible in that regard, but, that's nature. That is what it is. We're not here to talk about that. You might want to talk about that, Kent, but that's your own damn perversion. You can have fun with that. The point is, if the duck was going after the turkey, then that tells you that they don't all know what to look for in a mate, because it was mating with something that's obviously not going to produce offspring. Which also means clearly it was mating more for the fun of it rather than the urge to, actually make something. But of course, the fun and the reproductive aspect are tied together, hence why it's such a strong urge, because it's kind of necessary for species survival. It's beneficial to prefer to get it on than not. It's just kind of a funny quirk. Very funny quirk, depending on who you are. Let's continue.
Species. Nature of species is controversial in biology. We don't know what it is. Yeah, okay. What is a species? First glance, it seems easy. Homo sapien is a species. So is Canis familiaris, the dog. Many species can be easily defined. But this biologists offer over 20 definitions of the term species. That was back in 2001. There's 26 now.
Ooh, Billy in the chat. Speaking of debates, I see that Hovind and his crew didn't accept my offer to debate him on the subject of where does morality come from, which is funny because that's one I would think he would go for. I feel like that's one he would feel like he has a strong point on. So I'm surprised he didn't. But then again, Hovind is probably trying to do damage control and limit his ability to fail horribly. So, yeah. Funny, doctor, or what he like it, Hovind. Each and one of the pics shown is that graph is a dumbed down. That graphic is dumbed down so kids can understand how it all started till now, and yet he doesn't understand. Yep, exactly. Ducks are also very rude. I was assaulted by a group of ducks before when I was rather young, and my dad came in and rescued me. Ducks are assholes. Yo, y'all want to talk about something crazy? I've only rode a horse once, but while I was on that horse, it decided that one of the mares nearby was looking awfully good that afternoon. So, yes, I rode a horse while that horse began trying to ride a fellow horse. The owner nipped that in the bud quick enough. But that was interesting. That is one of those things you never forget. And I just laughed. It was funny to me. It's like, oh, someone's in love. I was like, maybe 10 to 12 range, something like that. Yeah. So that's funny.
Probably working on a new one. Okay. What is a species? Britannica. There are more than 20 different species concepts. Wow. Okay. What's a species?
Exactly, Hill Hugger. If species being fuzzy shows is in favor of common ancestry. If kinds were a thing, they'd be trivially easy to identify.
The most important concept in all biology is a complete mystery. Dan, pay attention. I'm going to try to educate you tonight. Okay. A koala bear isn't a bear, it's a marsupial. Whales aren't fish, they're mammals. Tomatoes aren't vegetables, they're fruit. Almost nothing is actually a nut. Peanuts, Brazil nuts.
I have noted what Billy says here, that a good shirt idea, ducks are assholes. It is now noted. Kent doesn't even know what a dog is. No, he does not.
Cashews, walnuts, pecans, and almonds. None of them are really nuts. For the record, peanuts are legumes. Brazil and cashew are seeds. All the others are drupes. The nuts don't care. Stick them in the ground, it'll grow a tree.
Yes, Kent, but that still doesn't matter for classification. We classify for our benefit, not for the animals, for ours.
Let's see. The basic idea is
Like you being classified as a felon. Not all felons are scum, not by a long shot, but you certainly are.
very simple. Certain groups of organisms have a special connection to each other. So what is a species? Truth is, we don't really have any idea. Yeah. The haters of God should have submitted
Yeah, geese will fuck you up.
themselves to the Lord. God said, if I'm a father, where's my honor? If I'm a master, where's my fear? So Dan, who wants to think he's the Pope, let me play a little bit of his, asked the question, what is macroevolution? That was
I'll have who I want in my chat because I'm a turkey. Deviant Outcast gets the turkey, turkey, turkey. I can't believe that's become a thing. Swans are worse than geese. Yeah, it's like this priority of like the more beautiful the animal is, the more horrible it is. Oh yeah, real impressive there, fuckface. I don't know if y'all could hear that. Someone, the same jerk ass, driving down the street with high rev engines. Like, yep, really wasting all that horsepower on noise instead of actual torque. Skin think they're peanut trees? Probably.
our debate. So I'm going to go to, let's see, right here, over here, hit play, I think. Yep. Let's let Dan blab. Well, I'm going to shut him off and try to explain real science to you.
Dr. Hovind equal
Uh-huh. God, this is like an ancient debate.
time, so go ahead.
Sounds great. Thank you. I'm just setting up my timer here. Just
No rush, whenever you're ready.
going. And here we go. Okay. So, the question for the debate was evolution.
Oh, yeah, that quality stream from Hovind. Holy shit, we're only 17 minutes into this. How long have I been going? An hour? Fuck. Y'all are getting a marathon stream today. Holy hell, if I just shut my goddamn mouth.
First thing to is macroevolution. Now, definition, the biology
Ah, yeah, quality Hovind content. Remember, he calls AJ's content unwatchable.
of macroevolution.
By the way, if you have some time, please go to Atheist Junior's channel and rewatch any of his content that you enjoyed. It's been a little while since he uploaded. A nice spike in views might get him to pop in with a few more videos and get him some of that sweet ad revenue. You know, help a friend out. He needs it. I don't know if he needs it per se, but it can't hurt. You know, it helps him feel a little better. We all love getting attention. So give AJ some attention. If you feel the urge, please.
of these
Yeah, it's gone to complete stop. This stream has just completely fucking died.
But yet,
Oh, there you go. Oh, nope. Pop back for a second. This is great.
nobody's ever seen a different kind of animal produced. Cows make cows all the time.
Actually, we have Kent, but you just put that out. Chlamydinoidus or whatever the hell it is. The chlamydia sounding one. Yeah. Deviant. Peanuts aren't nuts. Yeah, Kent brought that up as a the nuts don't care how we classify them thing. Watch a video of a goose that chased another into an oncoming car. God damn. Man. Much more pleasant to listen to than Hovind. Well, thank you. Please say he doesn't care. That's why no one said to Bade. Kent admitted that he doesn't even know how to identify dinosaurs or their remains, but he's Dr. Dino, yeah. Dr. Dumbass. Dr. Doo-Doo. Huh. That's why people don't want to debate him. Try the official Ken Hovind at. Oh, no, I've got it. It's on my phone. Straight garbage, baby. Straight garbage. Since we're on the subject of birds, one time a turkey flew into my aunt's windshield and utterly destroyed it, and 2 weeks later, after she replaced the windshield, another turkey hit it. What are the odds? That's just one of those things. It's like, if I had a nickel for every time that happened, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't much, but it's just crazy that it happened twice. Yeah, that I'm way older than that reference, but it is one of those memes that it's fucking great. Like, they hit gold with that joke. What is that, some Phineas and Ferb stuff? Heard that show's all right. I would let a kid watch it.
Every time, no questions. They always come from you. But you guys want us to pay to have all the kids taught these stupid religious charts of yours.
Which is irrelevant to the truth of it, which you only bring up after you claim it's a religion, which it's not, and claim that it's somehow wrong, which it isn't.
Let's see. The cow is related to...
Oh, and here he goes. He's bringing out his blurry lines on paper, which he already showed a similar graph earlier.
Well, let's see. Cow is related to the sunflower.
Also, where did he even get this chart? Does he sell this? Is like on the back, does it have a bunch of stuff disputing it or something? Or did he just print out one so he prop it up constantly? Because for some reason it feels like he needs to have this visual aid like it's the fucking 60s.
There they are. Yep. Got a line between them. Got to be related. This is a propaganda poster. This isn't science. Kids, don't fall for it. And if the teacher asks a question on the test, are cows and sunflowers related? You should say...
That question would never be on a test.
The textbook says yes, however, this is stupid. All the Christians...
Yes, and watch as you fail that question. Fail at answering that question.
Kids in the world will be doing that. Say, the textbook says, blah, blah, blah. Or if it's you got a multiple choice, you got to choose yes or no. Write a note at the bottom of the page. And if they say, don't write anything on the test besides the check mark. Well, then you call me, and I'll get some lawyers to say, look.
Okay, Lori here is saying Phineas and Ferb is her favorite cartoon, so that shows that it's got some multi-generational, multi-age, or all ages fun in there. Kind of like SpongeBob. Well, older SpongeBob.
Knock it off. This is propaganda. This is indoctrination, not education. Okay?
Says the guy who is all about indoctrination.
These charts are nothing but lines on paper. Nobody's ever.
Oh no, Kent went to 3-pixel mode. Excuse me. Yeah, he went to 3-pixel mode because he's Kent Hovind, and his streams go to shit randomly. I mean, mine do too sometimes, but
Seen any of these animals or plants produce babies other than their kind. Anyway, let's let Dan keep talking here. Okay.
Changes like speciation, the origination of new species, and changes of larger magnitudes. A really excellent textbook by Zimmer and Emlyn defines macroevolution as evolution occurring above the species level.
Yeah, that's right here. Easy way to give AJ some watch time. Just go to a long playlist of his and just let the playlist play out as you're sleeping. If you don't like noise when you're sleeping, just turn it down. And see, I'm one who likes having some content going while I sleep. So that would be a perfect option for me. I might do that tonight. Just fire up his oldest to newest. Just let it play.
You realize, Dan, how many times you've used the word species in the last 30 seconds? And nobody knows what it is.
Kent should pray for more pixels.
You don't know what it is, do you?
I know exactly what a species is, Kent. How you define species in relation to one another gets tricky. But that's fine. That's the beauty of it, the fluidity of nature. But I know what a species is.
Call for another debate. I noticed you made a comment on one of your channels. You're not going to debate Kent Hovind anymore because it's not worth it. Because you're a coward.
No, it's not worth it. No one's afraid of you, Kent. If anything, you're the one afraid of everybody else. Remember, you're the piece of shit who went on for months about coming to the Ark Encounter protest and then wasn't there. Ambushed Apostate has video of my reaction when I found out you were not going to be there. I was there. Creationist Crybaby was there. Joe, the Kentucky Atheist, was there. So many awesome people were there. He claimed to be about winning souls and stuff, but there weren't enough people there, according to you. Yet simultaneously, there was no parking. How is it there was no parking because there were too many people, yet there weren't enough people for you to be able to go there and enjoy? Once again, methinks you're not allowed to leave the state of Alabama currently for one reason or another.
Put your cardinal hat on. We'll let you wear the Pope hat. It'll make you feel important. I'll still debate you, okay?
Oh yeah, we'll let you have your Dr. Dino title since it makes you feel important. You dumbass.
That includes the origination, diversification, and extinction of species or long periods.
Hello there, Mr. Snuts. Duncan Snuts. We got two Duncan Snuts here. Duncan D. Snuts. Oh, yes, there you are. Thank you. Why is everyone laughing?
They require long periods of time. That way they can hide. You don't see it happening today because it happened in the past. This is
Kent's Dr. Terrible. Not the good Dr. Terrible. He's the horrible Dr. Terrible. I don't think Kent can read. He cannot.
not science. Science is what we can observe, study, test, and demonstrate. You can't observe or test or demonstrate any animal change another kind of animal. You have to believe it with your SpongeBob imagination. Just imagine, wow, the amoeba turned to a whale. Just imagine. It's not science day.
Oh, that wasn't it lighting up. That was just a reflection. I saw it illuminate earlier, and I'm like, does that thing fucking light up? That's cool. And then, no, it's just a reflection from the studio lights. Studio lights.
Man, you're not a science teacher. You're a propaganda promoter. That's all you are. I'll come in front of your class and debate all the students and you same time. I don't even know where you live. I'll pay my way. Bring it on.
No, you'll ask your stupid donors to pay your way. Please pay so Dr. Kent Hovind can go debate Dan at his science class. Yes.
Now, there's also the made-up creationist definition, and it really should be definitions plural. Creationists generally define macroevolution as evolution between kinds. So this leads to the question, what is a kind?
Kent's bitrate is 3.
You're going to pick on ours. And see, we're not asking the government to pay for all the taxpayer schools. You are. Burden on you, son.
Which is absolutely irrelevant, and a burden of proof has been met, since evolution is the most well substantiated scientific theory out there. If you wish to replace the idea with your creation concept, okay then, time for you to prove it. Oh wait, you can't. The best you can do is make up some tangential shit and just conclude it means your book's accurate. Your interpretation of your book's accurate. Which is, to use the vulgar Latin, bullshit.
Now, it varies depending on who you ask, but it's generally taken to approximate the taxonomic rank of family.
Who made up that idea? Again, man is classifying animals. They don't
Doesn't matter.
care that we're doing it. They don't care if they're
Doesn't
in the same genus, same
matter.
species. They don't care.
Doesn't
at all.
fucking
Don't even know we're
matter.
doing it.
Hovind's saying the
Nor does it
same
matter.
shit over and
It only
over
matters to
because he's
somebody trying to
Ken
get a government
Hovind
grant
and
to
he's
say,
a
"Oh, I
fucking
found a new species."
moron.
Yeah, okay, that's all.
Blah,
Every
blah,
farmer in the
blah,
world knows
motherfucking
animals bring forth
Hovind.
after their kind. Every farmer in the history of the
Farmers use evolutionary principles all the fucking time. They're actually very well aware of them. Not all farmers are redneck hillbillies. There might be some southern boys in there, and the way you hear them talk, but in reality, they're some pretty educated sons of bitches. It's weird hearing that accent and hearing somebody who actually knows science talking about it. You can never, resolve the conflict between the two. But yeah, it exists. There are farmers out there who understand this very, very well. Let alone the basic implications that all people have figured out for centuries, which are what you allude to, but still can't get right.
world has observed that. You guys want to imagine something other than real observable science. Okay, let him go. I'm hoping to get to one other thing he says here.
Oh yeah, that mega bolt. Yeah, this is completely random, but our Oval Rock prophet here brings up the world's longest lightning bolt decided upon back in 2017, 515 miles long from northeast Texas to northwest Missouri. That is a hell of a bolt. I can only imagine the overall voltage differential between point A and point B. I don't even know how something that long would truly work. I don't understand the physics of lightning bolts enough at those kinds of scales to be able to, parse it all. That's wild. Yeah. Your camp has been trying to get taxpayers to pay to teach your nonsense for decades, Kent. Good point.
Now, Kent likes to say something silly like, has a pine tree ever given birth to a bear?
Dan, I have never said anything like that in my life.
You say stuff very much like that all the time, Kent. Don't accuse someone of lying when all you do is lie.
lying about my beliefs. I have never said that a pine tree.
That's not a claim about your beliefs. That's a claim about what you would have said. A kind of statement. You would have said, see, I used your word, kind. Or it's the same kind of statement, Kent.
Gave birth to a bear. Stop lying about me. That's called slander. Bible.
That's not slander, you dumbass fucking moron. You know what is slander? Is saying that you're a pedophile. You're not, as far as I'm aware. But if I was to publish stuff saying outright that you were, then that would be slander. But I'm not doing that. I'm just demonstrating that I know what would legally qualify as slander, something you don't comprehend. Of course, you and the legal system have always had issues with one another. And forgive me for having an ego, chat, but am I on fire today or what? Because I feel like I'm just, after a little bit of a rough start and a few crummy jokes that I regretted mid-saying them, I am just on it today.
So don't bear false witness. Maybe you don't care what the 10 Commandments are, but if you're the Pope, you should, okay? I'm sorry, the Cardinal. I have said, you guys believe, and you do believe, that the pine tree and the bear have a common ancestor, don't you, Dan? I didn't say one gave birth to the other. I said you believe they have a common ancestor, and that is what you believe. So don't put words in my mouth and attack a straw man, okay?
something like that. Now, do I need to point out why?
Note right there, or something like that. So you didn't even let him get to the end of that part of the sentence, which demonstrates the point I was making quite well.
That's nonsense? I would hope not for the audience, but the reason that's nonsense is that nothing that's alive right now is descended from anything else that's alive right now.
Well, that's brilliant, but you guys do believe and you want to teach that everything that's alive today is descended from an amoeba.
No. Your interpretation of the true Luca is that it's an amoeba, but it would not have been an amoeba because an amoeba is yet again another existing creature, itself a product of billions of years of evolutionary development on this world. The Luca would have been very, very primitive life. But that's as far as I know or care on the subject, unless it otherwise tickles my fancy.
Dan, you think you're descended from an amoeba, and you do think you're related to a pine tree and a banana. You said so here, right here. I'll show you.
It's all about common ancestry and how far back in the past you have to go in order to find a common ancestor.
Bingo! It's quite beautiful, and I really, really love that. Just that thought that you go back and everything is connected. I absolutely love that. I think everyone in the audience loves that idea as well. I would hope so. If not, that's fine. But I feel like it's something we would all just universally think is awesome by the nature of evolution, the nature of life originating on this world. I don't know where else I was going to go with that. I think I just wanted to be like, hey, that's freaking awesome.
Dan, let me explain it to you. You cannot go back in the past. You have a time machine.
Yes, but we have items from the past. Fossils. Genetic heritage. We should bring back our old friend, the fusion of chromosome 2 in Homo sapien. Showing that some 8 chromosomes decided to bond together, and they just stayed that way. It's funny that the chromosome would be made up of 2 ape chromosomes that we can identify, that we clearly know. It's very funny how that works.
Or something. You have to imagine what it was like. How are you going back into the past, Dan? How? How'd you do that? If you can chase your family tree. Mine came from Norway. Okay. Some of my ancestors might have swung by their necks. I don't know, but none swung by their tails.
Wow, what the fuck, Hovind? Or my ancestors might have swung by their necks. Maybe you should join them, Kent. Maybe that would be appropriate, while we use the guillotine on your corporate overlords. Once again, Luigi Mangione did nothing wrong. Allegedly. Chris from Ricket Talk says, what's the difference between Kent and a crow? A crow would learn something from Dr. Dan. And if that crow earned a doctorate, since crows are technically dinosaurs, it would be the real Dr. Dino. I would never say a pine tree would give birth to a cow 3 seconds later. You think you're related to a pine tree, don't you? Exactly.
Between any two things. And before Kent asks, do I think that we are related to pine trees and bananas? The answer is yes, and it's...
You get that?
Yeah, let him continue, because he's about to say, because all life is related. Making your question silly, and an attempt to simply make things look silly to your moronic followers. He thinks he related to a banana. With them completely missing the point that the entire evolutionary idea and all evidence shows that all life is directly connected via common ancestry.
Yes, you're related to a pine tree and a banana.
not something I think. We know that to be the case.
So it's not something you think. You know that to be the case. You're related to a pine tree and a banana. Okay, let me get back over.
Well, I think they're truly too brain damaged to be able to comprehend it. At a point, I think enough exposure to religion to this degree truly damages mental faculties beyond all hope. I truly do. It's not the same as saying religion is a mental illness. It's not. It's a weird quirk, basically, of pareidolia, is what I see it as, an extreme side effect of that. but enough exposure to the fact that generally it involves reality denial causes severe damage. The way you have to go about this just does not work with a healthy brain.
On my slides here. Here we go. Before Kent asked, do I think we're related to pine trees and bananas? The answer is yes.
I mean, look at this. He had to go through and make individual slides and individual keyframes in those slides to pop through. And fucking incredible. Oh, I'm very busy. Yeah, busy doing this.
It's not something I think. We know that to be the case. Well, if you're related to pine trees
Rosina, you are active.
and bananas, then Dan, I got a couple questions for you. I think we would all agree it's pretty morbid to build your house out of your ancestors, wouldn't it? I bet your house is built out of your ancestors, Dan. You're related to pine trees. I'd be willing to bet $5 there's some pine lumber in your house.
Kent, those trees would not be ancestors. Do you not understand what an ancestor is? The correct joke you're looking for would be distant cousins. And even that's playing very, very loose with the cousin concept. You know, this is like me saying that Kim Jong-un is my cousin. He is. But way on back there.
Someplace. You probably live in a house made from your relatives. Probably think it's okay, don't you, Dan? Yeah. You might, I don't know. I bet you got a table that's made from your ancestors. It's okay to eat off that, isn't it, Dan? And Dan?
No. I noticed it too. So he's clearly gotten some kind of medication or something for that.
Probably eats his own relatives and ancestors and thinks that's okay too, don't you, Dan? You eat bananas, Dan? Show that clip you got there, Joseph. We got.
Yeah, bananas. Banana trees are effectively clonal. They're so genetically non-diverse. Also, the disease that wiped out the good tasting bananas that the fake banana flavor is made from. Apparently, a new version of the disease is hitting the current banana stock. So we're fucked. We might not have bananas in another generation. Oh, love it. The planet's dying. I don't love that. It's just at a point, all you can do is sit back and laugh. I've already cried about it enough.
Proof right here. Cardinal Dan.
Hey, Maria, how you doing? Good God, now Kent's got his crew doing AI shit.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Eating your ancestors. Shame on you.
Once again, Kent, that is not an ancestor. That would be a distant cousin for the joke, you fucking moron.
Dan made his position clear. He's related to pine trees and bananas. He goes on to say, for example, we know feathers evolve from the scales of reptiles. Let me let him say it. I'm not putting any words in his mouth, okay? Where did I go? Right here. I'm getting better at this, figuring out how to work this.
I get better at this, figuring out how to work it. Wow, you've only been doing it for like 7 years, Kent, and you're just now figuring out how to work a fucking YouTube video. Good God.
So the question that I really want to explore,
real genius at work here,
in this opening is what would count as macroevolution. The creationist definition is famously...
Yes, Cavendish bananas with Gros Michel being the previous species of banana. We'll cultivate one of the other banana species. Yeah, hopefully. Niglaria fowler, also known as the brain-eating amoeba. Yes.
Squishy. It's hard in practice to draw a line and say, yes, if we observe this thing, that would count as macroevolution. So I want to go through some hypotheticals and some not hypotheticals and see what would count or not count as macroevolution. Now, keep in mind, there's a saying, microevolution is evolution creationists can't deny.
Dan, I've said hundreds of times, I'll say it one more time. Maybe you'll get it. Microevolution is a lousy word. We should not use it, but you guys do. So all it is a variation of the same kind of animal. You would look at 339 breeds of dogs, Great Dane to Chihuahua, and say, wow, that's microevolution. Okay, if you want to call
God damn it. I was muted. Kent, you know what's funny is if you were to find the remains of those dogs and didn't know the exact details on their development, evolutionary history, their breeding history, uh, scientists generally agree they would likely have called them different species, even though they're all, as far as our current classification, the same. Of course, at what point does a breed become a different species? You know, Chihuahuas and Great Danes at this stage really aren't the same species anymore, but because they're existing at the same time and they're still so closely genetically related and only a few centuries apart in breeding at most, we're definitely going to still classify them as the same species because it's just how stuff works. That's why we go into subspecies.
it that, it's still a dog. And except for a few mechanical reasons, they're still interfertile. So it's still a dog. Dogs, wolves, coyotes can all interbreed. They probably are the same kind of animal. Okay? I don't know how you don't get it. Horses and zebras, and probably the same kind of animal. Four-wheel drive, leather upholstery, biodegradable exhaust. I mean, they're
okay. Joke's stupid, like you.
So we can't deny. But
horses don't have wheels, dumbass, or cows, or whatever the hell animal he's talking to. I barely pay attention to this clown.
We never have denied that there's variations. But we do deny that it goes any further than that, Dan. You imagine it goes on forever. You're not a scientist, Dan. You're a religious propagandist, pushing your religion. Call me if you disagree.
I mean, I hope I was only muted for that slight moment.
I'll debate you anytime.
Macroevolution is evolution creationists must deny because it is in direct conflict with the creation model.
We don't deny it because it's in direct conflict with the creation model. We deny it because it's not scientific. Nobody ever sees it. It's not part of science. Even if it later turns out to be true, as of today, 2025, it's not provable science.
Except it is.
So get it out of the science books.
No.
It's not part of science, Dan. It's a
yes, it is, and it's not a religion.
Religion. You guys believe in it. You might believe in it very strongly.
Belief is irrelevant in this construct. Accept and understand is a different story.
Doesn't matter. It's not.
Also, beliefs aren't something you can control, Kent.
Science. That's all.
It's very much science.
So don't say the reason we deny it because it conflicts our creation model.
Yeah, that is the reason you deny it. Any scientific understanding that goes against your ridiculous interpretation of what a magic book of bullshit says about reality, you go against. Fully. Unless it becomes something that you simply can't deny. At that point, you guys try to weave it in to your stuff. Because let me tell you, if you were to go back 400 years and try to talk to clergy of that era about some of the subjects you bring up now, like with regards to cosmology and the like, they would look at you like you're fucking mental. And we're talking about the stuff that you're right on.
Well, we deny it because it conflicts science.
Because those things you're right on are science that's been understood after the fact that you've adapted to your garbage theology.
That's why we deny it, Dan. I'm sorry, Your Holiness, whatever you are. Okay.
Will Kent accept any of the...
God damn it. Muted an entire fucking pause. Hate that. I'm so tired of this.
examples I present?
It'll be great when I can, here, hopefully within a month, when I can go back to doing videos more straightforward.
As macroevolution? Of course not. But I want the audience to think of a common test that Kent uses, the 5-year-old test. Would a 5-year-old identify the things I'm talking about as two different kinds of organisms?
No, I wish I knew what I was saying at that point where I was muted for the moment. God, that pisses me off. Like, that's a stream ruiner right there, man. And the stream was so good, now it's just like, ah!
Keep that in mind as we go through.
I point out that I often get a bunch of 4 or 5-year-olds up on the stage when I traveled and preach, and I would show a picture of a dog, a wolf, a coyote, and a banana.
Yeah, Kent. Why don't you try something that's a little more closely related and see where they draw the line? Or hey, how about we play the game where you line up a bunch of. I mean, this might be a little morbid for a bunch of kids, but we could play the game where we line up a bunch of examples of hominid skulls, and you tell me the point where it's human and where it's ape, and watch as nobody can agree. And then do it 5 years later and watch as the same people say the different skull is completely human or completely ape, thus showing that there is no line between the two.
And I ask him, which one is not like the others? The banana. Yes, a 5-year-old can tell, Dan. Your teacher for a while. Mm-hmm.
So the first question is, would a new morphological feature count as macroevolution? Depends, I guess. It didn't necessarily
Yep, I judge everything based on the opinions of a 5-year-old.
change the kind of organism, but for example, we know that feathers evolved from the scales of.
Bingo. What there be like sounds like the Big Bang. Well, there must have been a Big Banger.
We know that feathers evolve from the scales of reptiles. Dan?
Yes, we understand this process very well.
You're an idiot. There's no kind way to say it. Mommy would get mad at me, but Mommy's in heaven now. She's up in heaven looking down saying, son, you're right. He's an idiot. Go ahead and call.
I'm going to be mean with this, and I apologize to the women in my audience. I really do. But y'all know that I have a very Aussie sense. I say Aussie, not Aussie like Ozzy Osbourne. I miss him. But a very Australian kind of style with the use of this word. So please understand where exactly it's coming from, because I have no respect for Ken Hovind's parents because they had progeny such as Kent Hovind. Your mother's a cunt, Kent. If she could raise someone like you, then she was a garbage person, just like your daddy. Fuck them.
Call him one. Okay. Thank you, Mommy. Okay. Here we go. Let's go back to Dan. We know feathers evolve from the scales of reptiles. You don't know any such thing. You made it up, and you believed what somebody else taught you. That's why.
Well, Deviant, the plus is that I know, you know, I picked it up quickly enough on the second thing, but I don't know how long I had even gone on that rant, and it just fucking sucks. But it's like by the time y'all do say something, it's already been at least 30 seconds. So I don't know. It sucks. There's nothing I can do. I got to try to keep the headset. Sorry, I'm moving the headset around as well. I'm a little uncomfortable. I got to keep the thing in my field of view, the little mute button. Someone wants to help me with a better setup. You know, we can make stuff happen.
Evolution is nothing but propaganda. One guy says it, and oh wow, the Pope said it. It's got to be true. Here, birds.
Nope, they're just stating facts. It's irrelevant who says it. What matters is whether it's true or not. Hence why, in random rare occasions, you, the bastion of idiocy that you are, have been correct about things at points. And I acknowledge that. But it's very rare.
Evolved from a group of meat-eating dinosaurs called theropods. Really? That's the same group of T-Rex. Yeah, only it was a...
Maria, that's awesome. Says when she was a social anthropologist, worked with a specific definition of religion based on social relationships. Would love to have a discussion about that. Publish a paper about it. Cool.
Small T-Rex, not a big one. The incredible shrinking bird. Small stature was likely important to fly. Yeah, tough
Stature, not statue, you illiterate prick.
for 30-ton T-Rex to fly. How dinosaurs shrank and became birds. Modern to emerge in a snap of evolutionary time. Eliminates the long series of evolutionary changes. Who's this guy? Emily? A girl, I guess. I'm sorry if I misgender you. Okay.
You see the look on his face right there. He so wanted to go into something. Oh my God, Kent, that wouldn't have even been so that you know. you shouldn't have even bothered with the misgender thing, because it's reasonable for you to have presumed it was a guy, since women aren't as prominent in these fields, but they're still there. And once you saw that, oh, you corrected. But treating it like it would have been a any kind of issue beyond a simple misunderstanding just shows your urge to leap out at any chance to be a bigoted piece of shit. But at least you held back right after, but you wanted to. I mean, look at this whole thing again. Look at the face he makes right after he says that line.
A girl, I guess. Yeah, I'm sorry if I misgender you. Okay.
Like that right there. He's like, I want to go further, but I won't.
You're an
Fucking-
idiot too.
Fucking prick. Oh, there. That. Oh, good job, Hovind. You're an idiot too. Fuck you. You're a fucking moron of the highest caliber, you scamming piece of garbage.
God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl, that would be birds, that fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And God made every winged fowl. Let the fowl multiply. And all this was on the 5th day. So,
Yeah, watch cartoons, animation a lot. No. Animation is an art form. It is something beautiful. So I hate when people are like, oh, cartoons are just for kids. It's like, no. Animation is for everybody. There can be children's cartoons. There can be adult cartoons. And then there's some stuff I wouldn't call a cartoon. I would just consider it pure animation. The Superman rotoscoped cartoons from the 40s, which, yes, I just called them cartoons. But those I would consider very artistic animation, very nice pieces of animation beyond just being, some simple entertainment. But that's not necessarily the point here, though. But I just, since Billy brought up, I had to stress that. Watch cartoons animation a lot. What kind of grown adult calls their mother mommy? Exactly. It's his whole mommy and daddy thing. He does it so fucking creepy. I hate it. Deviant says it was a shorter pause. Well, that's good. His mommy nonsense bothers me so much. Like, when I'm with my dad, I call him daddy, but when I'm talking about him, it's always my dad. Yeah. Big fan of the cunt. I mean, I am too, but, not in a way that we can discuss publicly on YouTube. So we're just going to continue.
on the 5th day, God made the birds. Real clear. Okay. Birds made on day 5. Now,
Yeah. Not how reality is.
and God said, let the earth bring forth living creature, the creeping thing, the beasts of the earth and things. Wow. So the reptiles were made on day 6. All the animals. You guys got it exactly backward. Everything about the evolution theory is exactly backwards to the Bible.
No. Just no, Hovind. Yes, I called you Hovind.
And certainly backwards to common sense and backwards to science. Dinosaurs alive as birds. Look at it. Science says, whoa, if a scientist says, oh, Oscar Lashana, Toyota, Kawasaki, Mitsubishi. Yeah.
There he goes with that racist garbage again. Up yours, Hovind.
Scientists, oh, they're that magic word. Who gets that title? Where you go to pay?
Oh, no, okay. Who gets the title of preacher? Who gets the title of pastor, father, reverend, whatever? I got that doctorate in theology while I was at the Ark Encounter protest. Not at the protest, but while I was in Kentucky for it. Technically, I was in Ohio at the time. Same differential. Am I now a preacher? I mean, I'll accept the title if someone wants to decide that I'm one. I'm better than you. Better religion than you, even though I'm not preaching any kind of religion. But if I wanted to, hail Satan.
For one of those titles, yeah. Unveil the missing link of birds, really. National Pornographic. Breaking news, they found the missing link. Wow, there it is. The missing link between dinosaurs and birds.
Yeah, I mean, there's the way we're going to interact when we're with, people like that, because, you're always your parents' kid. You're always their baby. They're always your mom, your mommy, your daddy, to you. But to say it in public like that, to be that juvenile, it's not endearing. It's outright creepy. Man's made from rocks and birds made from water, according to Kent. Yep. Good fun, old as fuck. Let me try this. Skitskovian, literally the shit boot. Rovalet, the asshole. Nice. Now it's time for Swedish vulgarities with Deviant Outcast. Deviant, take it away. Storming pretty hard where I am, so power might go out. Hopefully it stays good. It's supposed to rain here soon, but it doesn't look like it. It's bright and sunny out there. You know, sun bombarding us with radiation from beyond that star.
Dinosaur bird link smashed in fossil. The missing link, dinosaur bird, featured in National
Spawn Point is a pretty funny one.
Geographic. Oh, this 26.
Y'all get any more than pixels, Hovind?
It's okay. Chinese.
Do it. That gets a full-on Palpatine. Do it. Want to call and keep mispronouncing Kent as cunt? Hi, this is Duncan D. Snuts. Is this cunt Hovind? So happy Covind will never try to educate me. I will keep asking him why. Yes. Ah, it's beautiful. Pixelated Kent is best Kent.
Onto a fossil.
Unwatchable.
You go. To pronounce it province and unusual. Has mysterious of China.
It just keeps going like this. It's so fucking terrible. I love it. Oh.
Modern paleontology greatest.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dinosaur Adventureland. It's just frozen now.
Dinosaurs and birds.
So anyway, are you gonna come back or not? How's everyone doing out there? You know, might as well take a moment to just ask, hey, how's it going? Y'all doing all right? Y'all enjoying the show? You having fun? If I may ask, if you haven't clicked like, that'd be pretty cool. I'll share it with somebody who needs, you know, what's gonna probably be a 2.5 hour stream like this. Donate to the cause of me having a microphone and audio set up that doesn't betray me constantly.
Whether a deliberate fake or not.
Oh, whether a deliberate fake like you, Hovind? Got him.
And you fell for it, Dan. You still believe child's fairy tale. That's been proven wrong. That's year 2025 years ago, Dan. About time for you to get up to speed on your science, okay? Read a book once in a while. Tell you what, watch my videos, okay? Soars old at the birds.
What day was the key we made? What is your answer, Hovind? We must know. And Laura with the same question on penguins. Ostrich. Can peacocks fly? I think they can fly a tiny bit, but like not normally. DAL as it is the best. Yep. And Maria pops in with, I think I can show the world the public part of the end of Live With. I think it's going to be Live With Dignity. And then the private, we use the. Let me read this again. I think I can show the world the public part of the end of the live with dignative. And then the private, we use the diminutives like mama, sweetie, darling. These words are for the inner circle. My brain hurts. It's been too much Hovind. Yeah, but we, yeah, that's the general thing, is that we try to be professional in general speak and just something consistent with what's expected from an adult, says the guy who drops F-bombs like he's, you know, Marshall Mathers or something back in the good old days. But, you know, when we're in private, yeah, we go for terms of endearment.
Smithsonian Institute said this is a mess. Both the faked fossils were intended to support the theory that birds evolved from dinosaurs. Now, Olson, who's an outspoken opponent of the theory, is taking advantage of the moment to renew an old debate on the origin of birds. See? Both Olson.
Hey, I'm talking about fake fossils there, Kent. Who figured out they were fakes? Whatever ones may or may not be talking about, presuming they were real at all.
But Olson and a group of academic ornithologists have been arguing, often bitterly for years, that birds evolved independently of dinosaurs. They still stuck with the idea they evolved. They didn't evolve at all, guys. They believed that dinosaurs that lived in trees. And dinosaurs were, after all, cold-blooded.
Remember, AJ's unwatchable.
How are you going to go from cold-blooded to warm-blooded?
That's explained in very great detail with, we could call it improvements to the heart and the nature of metabolism.
There's a little problem, okay, for you, Dan.
No, it's not a problem at all.
This textbook right here on the shelf. Birds are descendants of dinosaurs. This is propaganda. All you got to do is get your dinosaur, stick a few feathers on him, and shove him off the cliff. Say, come on, you can do it. Let's go.
Birds aren't descended from that branch of Dinosaura. So your idea is just ridiculous. Like everything you say, every stupid attempt at a joke you come up with.
Archaeopteryx 150 million years ago shows bird-like features. 1999 textbook fell for the fake. The Chinese smuggled out. Probably made a bunch of money off that one. Paleontologists.
Archaeopteryx isn't a fake.
Trying to turn Archaeopteryx into it's a bird, a perching.
It's not a bird. It's not really a typical dinosaur either. It's what we might call a transitional form.
He's not, but he said it's a fake, guys.
Such quality.
It's a perching bird. Nope.
Yeah, and all kinds of other scientists say, nuh-uh. Who wins out? Alan Fettuccine Alfredo or the rest of the scientific community?
Amount of Paleobabrix means ancient wing. They say it's got claws on its wings. Yeah, so several birds do. The Hoatzin does have claws. The swans, the ibis, and many birds have wing claws.
Hey, you know, I'm not sure on the dinosaurs. It would not surprise me if they weren't.
Normally make use of them, this guy said. Scientific American. Actually, they do make use of them. They say, well, he had teeth in his beak. Well, some birds have teeth. There's a hummingbird in Panama has teeth, 48 teeth in its mouth.
Those aren't teeth, from my understanding.
Having teeth.
They are their own kinds of serrations. They're not teeth.
By the way, going from having teeth to not having teeth is losing.
That is irrelevant, Kent. Losing, gaining, it is simply change. Losing and gaining are irrelevant concepts when it comes to all of this.
Not gaining. Some birds have teeth, some don't. Some reptiles have teeth, some don't. Some of you have teeth and some don't, okay? Like the Chinese dino bird, Archaeopteryx is fake.
Yeah, see, notice we're going to have a grammar lesson here, Kent, from someone who sucks at English. Like implies analogous in the same way as the Chinese dino bird was fake. This article is claiming Archaeopteryx, well, your slide here. Yeah, from Creation Science, so of course, is claiming Archaeopteryx was fake. Earlier, you wanted to say Archaeopteryx was the Chinese fake bird. It wasn't.
Honest disagreement.
And I'm not even sure, nor do I give a fuck about the Chinese fake bird.
About Archaeopteryx was not a forgery was possible until 1986, when a definitive test was performed. X-ray resonance spectrograph of the British Museum fossil.
Amazing. Science being used. Of course, you know, there's a fucking load.
Showed the material containing the feather impression.
Fucking lies, but still, even notice that the lies you have to come up with have to use real science. Oh, the real scientists found out this was a lie, but the scientists still believe it, so Fucking Schrodinger scientist here. They're all in on the conspiracy, yet they're all debunking the conspiracy.
Significantly from the rest of the fossil. It was a fake. The chemistry of this amorphous paste differed.
The Shroud of Turin was shown to be a 14th century forgery. It was a fake, Hovind.
The crystal and rock in which the famous fossil in Germany was found, Archaeopteryx. Now, Dan, you said, and you went through your speech awfully fast, and I'm sure your students get bamboozled by this every time you do it with them.
No, his speech pattern is absolutely adequate for someone with any reasonable intelligence to be able to follow. It's not our fault you're too much of a country bumpkin to understand more than 3 words a minute.
I don't get bamboozled by you, Dan. I'm going to hit it line by line, word by word. You're lying or you're stupid. There's no other options, okay?
I'm going to hit it line by line, word by word, Hovind. You're either lying or you're stupid.
You don't know your science or you're lying. Archaeopteryx, there's no evidence that a dinosaur turned to a bird. None. Let's see. The material containing the feather impressions was significantly different. Chemistry of this amorphous paste differed from the crystal and rock from the quarry and Archaeopteryx was found. Okay. Birds, the textbooks are still teaching it though. 10 years after it's proven fake. Bird feathers. You think bird feathers evolved from scales? You really need to study feathers. They're both made of keratin. Okay, so is hair, so is a turtle shell. It's a great protein to build a lot of stuff out of. Okay. That proves a common designer. You know, battleships and...
No, it doesn't. And here you go comparing completely artificial constructs to things that are natural. You can't do that, Hovind, because that makes the entirety of reality artificial, thus breaking your analogy apart.
Helicopters and cars are often made of iron. It's a good material to work with to build all kinds of different things. And keratin is a great protein to build all kinds of stuff.
I didn't know there were fires going on in Canada right now because I live under a rock. And it wouldn't surprise me if the smoke wasn't getting in the air there. Billy says, so, while listening to this live stream, I've also been creating my list for the next video on Hovind. That list is going to be comparison of 2 narcissists. Chris / Kent Hovind. Oh, man, this is going to be wild.
It's not proof of a common ancestor, proof of a common designer.
No. You're bass backwards on that. You have yet to demonstrate any kind of designer.
At the morphological feather level, feathers are
Indeed, the very nature of life on Earth shows there would be no intelligence to any designer that would have spontaneously created things. Which, you know, I just want to address that sometimes stupid Hovindites will leave comments like that in his video. It's like, first they say there is no designer, then they say it was a stupid designer. Pick one or the other. And it's like, no, once again, if you understood complex thoughts, you would understand that automatically rejecting claim of designer. But if we were to grant that with what exists, any look at anything would show that the designer is extremely incompetent, as humans can engineer incredibly efficient anything compared to what we actually see in nature for the most part. Photosynthesis is ridiculously complicated, almost as if it's a bunch of independent processes stacked on top of one another.
Traditionally considered homologous with reptilian scales. However, the way they develop is different. The morphogenesis is different. The genetic structure is different. The protein shape, the protein sequence, the
of course, Chris Chan. It didn't even faze me, and I said it. I was like, Chris, huh? Kristen Weston Chandler is the mayor of Quickville.
Filament formation, the structure, feathers are different. Clearly, feathers provide a unique and outstanding example of an evolutionary novelty. This guy still believes in evolution. He's got to say that to keep his articles getting published in peer-reviewed journals. The lungs are totally different.
Oh, yes, the claims of conspiracy.
A bird lung is totally different than a reptile lung. The birds kind of breathe through their lung and get more oxygen off of it. Reptiles just breathe.
Common D-signer. No wonder street signs keep disappearing. Don't drive through Lenox, Alabama. You're looking for an address? Tough shit. All the street signs are stolen. Or they've been stoled. Look for them at Dinosaur Adventureland.
Breathe in and out like ours, like the billows, okay? How can Archaeopteryx be a missing link?
Like the billows. Bellows, Kent. It's an E, not an I.
Since fully formed birds were already present. Wow. They found fossils, they said, is 130 million year old crow. Well, that's before
Except they didn't.
Archaeopteryx. So if birds are already
And if they're saying anything like that, they're saying it in an analogous way. Like all the ancient crocodiles that aren't crocodiles, they're crocodilomorphs, because that general arrangement of biological features has developed independently multiple times.
there, this one's not a missing link. Dan, Your Highness, okay? In western Colorado's dry mesa, Brigham Young, okay.
Oh, fuck you, Kent. From the guy who hangs out with a pedophile, that joke really, really doesn't look good on you. Dumbass.
I think he was involved in the Brigham Young part too. Okay.
Says the pedo enabler, who might well be a pedo himself, allegedly.
Upon 140
It wouldn't surprise me, is all I'm saying.
million year old remnants of what they are calling Earth's the oldest bird ever found. Wow. In a period much older than that which Archaeopteryx lived. Fossil remains of a bird which lived 142 to 137 million years ago found their way from China. Fossil hunting farmer announced by a Chinese-American team of scientists. Let's see. The oldest evidence of a beaked bird on Earth.
You know, it's funny he'll focus so hard on these fakes that have happened, but we'll defend to the death Ron Wyatt not being a lying faker, because no one's going to lie for Jesus.
By the way, your whole geologic column where they're dating this by what layer they found it in, the whole geologic column does not exist. It's phony, fake. All the layer, every speck of dirt on the world is the same age. Every speck of dirt in the universe is actually the same age, if it all came from a big bang.
Okay, Kent. How old is your son? How old are you? Why are those ages different? Explain. Using real science, please.
Let's see. Prior to the arrival, this guy could not possibly be descended from them. Darwin said, if my theory be true, we should find evidence. Numberless intermediate varieties must have existed. Well, he said that 1859. There are plenty of other...
Don't care who said what when, but guess what? That's exactly what actually happened. So, as with so many things, Darwin was right.
reason to refute the dinosaur bird.
And note that even he understood at that time, that early stage in solidifying the concept, that things would be a gradation, infinite intermediaries.
Connection. It's biophysically, it's impossible. And this is Alan Fiducia, who believes in evolution and pushes it. Here's the problems with the reptile to bird theory that you push, Dan.
Ooh, you can tell it's an old slide because it's got that Windows 95 gradient to it. Yeah. Bring in some good old word art, baby.
Your students. Lungs are totally different. Modern birds are found in layers with and lower than the dinosaurs. That would support the Bible that the birds were made first, if the layers meant anything. Scales and feathers attach to the body differently. They develop from different genes on the chromosomes. There's a feather.
Billy bringing up, as for Kent being a pedo, not saying he is, but the church that he so adamantly claims that he drove a bus for has a very dark history with that. Birds of a feather, just saying. I was not aware of that. This is why it's great to have Hovind experts in the chat, because contrary to what many think, I am in no way, shape, or form a Hovind expert. I rely on others of incredible knowledge on the subject to educate me so that I can more accurately criticize this clown in my videos. And so it goes to show that, you know, even just a joke accusation turns out to potentially to have a little shred of credibility to it. That's insane how easy it is to just presume the worst and be proven right when it comes to Hovind and his clowns. Oh no, scientists disagree on something. We must all be wrong. Or it must all be wrong, exactly. Oh no, Bible scholars disagree on something. It must all be wrong. See how easy it is to do, Kent?
Dan, you think that used to be a scale?
Yeah. Actually, when you look at it, it's kind of obvious.
Come on now.
Come on now. You think dirt made a man? Come on now.
The pelvic bones are very different. You don't just slowly change a lizard hip into a bird hip.
Dinos weren't lizards, you dumb fuck.
Muscles are different. The nerve supply is different. There are 200
Yeah, and that's why even if that was what happened, it would have changed slowly over time.
25 varieties of peacock, peafowl. They probably had a common ancestor called a peafowl. The peacock is the male and peahen is the peachicken. Who cares, okay? I think if you think that used to be a scale, you really have been brainwashed. I feel bad for you. Okay, you need to get your money back for your education. It was not an education. You got an indoctrination, is what you paid for.
Says the conspiracy theorist, religious nut job.
This is marvelously designed. Why can't you guys look under a microscope? These things are amazing. Why can't you say, "Wow, God, you're really smart"?
Prove you're God, old fuck.
You can't praise God. You got to praise Charlie Darwin.
I don't give a fuck about Charles Darwin. It has fuck all to do with praise. It has everything to do with what is evidently true. And your magic made up bullshit, very much not evidently true.
Birds have a 4-chambered heart. Most reptiles have only 3. How did that evolve? Huh? Reptiles lay leathery eggs.
Hey, you know, if another chamber just kind of forms, because you know we have all the evidence of that happening, you can go from a 3-chamber heart to a 4-chamber heart, just like you went from a 2-chamber heart to a 1-chamber heart, 1-chamber heart, 2-chamber heart, 2 chambers to 3, 3 to 4. Hell, who knows? We might end up with 5-chamber hearts sometimes. I don't know why we would, but shit.
Birds have a hard shell egg. The hips are different. The reproduction is different.
Yeah, but again, dinosaurs aren't reptiles. Or are they? God damn it. I could be making an ass of myself. Okay, they were. They were. I'm sorry, I'm dumb. Sorry for a moment. But see, I'll use this as a fine example to stress that unlike Hovind, I'll notice, wait a minute, what I'm saying is dumb. So maybe I should, oh yeah, of course they're reptiles, because fucking everything is technically still reptile. But not like explicitly, it's the whole monophyly thing. Gets complicated, I'm fucking tired, but at least I'll acknowledge when I say something wrong, and once I catch it, I'm like, oh shit, I'm wrong. I should correct myself. In which I have. Regardless, Kent, evolutionary processes handle any of these objections beautifully, well understood, and if you actually looked into dinosaurs at all, like you claim to be Dr. Dino when you don't know shit about them, you would understand these processes. But you're a disingenuous prick.
The evolutionary origin of bird is largely a matter of deduction. There is no fossil evidence. This is British Museum of Natural History. Whoa. There's a great book on this topic, Icons of Evolution. Do we sell that, Joseph? Order it from, anyway, Jonathan Wells. In the years after Darwin, his advocates hoped to find predictable progressions. In general, they've not been found. And some pure fantasy crept into textbooks. Fantasy, wow. Luther Sunderland asked evolution.
I'm making note of this while Hovind, excuse me, continues his stuff, because Hovind and his Santoy would be pretty funny.
Evolutionists what evidence they had for their theory. The British Museum of Natural History has the largest fossil collection in the world. When the senior paleontologist was asked why he did not show the missing links in his book, he said, I fully agree with your comments on the lack of evolutionary transitions in my book. If I knew of any, sir, you got the largest fossil collection in the world, and you don't know of any missing links? Well, how come Pope Dan knows about them?
Yeah, from Rosina trying to convey this nicer than I could. Humans were never reptiles. Birds were never lizards. Yeah, because it was terrible lizard. That's what I was doing. I was mixing up lizard and the reptile concepts because people think that dinosaurs were lizards, and no, they're not lizards. Taxonomy is a bit much sometimes, especially when you're tired. Can I tag team Aronra to finish this stream? That'd be hilarious if all of a sudden it just shifted over, Aaron popped in, and I just checked out. We're like, what the hell? See, you checked your info and you acknowledged you were wrong and corrected yourself. Being wrong isn't bad. Refusing to learn is. Thank you. And that's a big problem, is that people have been trained so hard that they can't be wrong, and that being wrong is so terrible. So they'll stick fast to being wrong and convince themselves of that. And see, at this stage now, I've even figured out there's the mistake I was making. I was thinking lizard, not reptile. Easy mistake to make, but one I shouldn't be making. But again, I corrected myself. So I appreciate the fact that y'all appreciate that I did correct myself. Bruce Wayne says, Kent is physically and mentally incapable of thinking, and saying thinking as loosely as possible. And I say thinking as loosely as possible without a cult mentality. Yeah.
Show them to me, Dan. He said, I will lay it on the line. There is not one such fossil. There's no missing links. The whole chain is missing. There is no chain. The absence of fossil evidence.
So wait. Who said this when? Oh, you're talking Stephen Jay Gould. Okay.
Has been a nagging problem for evolution.
Yeah, and Gould has gone on to correct his stance on this before he passed. So shut up. Quit lying about the dead, Kent.
Stephen Gould. Yeah, we know what happened. We got to find the proof.
Oh, I was waiting for him to say I'll debate you anytime. And it's like, a little late for that, Hovind.
You don't know what happened. It's not science. He's a former, he died now, he knows better now, Marxist professor at Harvard University. So they said they can't find a missing link. They come up with the idea of punctuated equilibrium. Evolution happened so fast. A reptile laid an egg and a bird hatched out. Whoa.
Kid has a fermented jizz jar that he helps to help his asthma. No one said necessarily that it was his either. Maybe that's why Matt Powell left. He filled up the jar, and Kent was like, okay, that's enough. You can go home now. Bruce, I'll definitely be able to finish the streams, but maybe at some point, when I feel like opening up some stuff again, maybe an open mic or something, you can pop in, we'll chat, maybe we'll have some fun with something. I don't know. All my streams are crazy. And by crazy, I mean very predictable, but still chaotic.
Richard Goldschmidt, Yale University. Whoa. Well, who did this first bird marry?
These nuts.
Don't you have to have two of the opposite sex in the same place? What if the male and female both hatched out of a reptile egg, but they're fighting?
Hey, that isn't how evolution works. And when we stress that you say this and you think it's wrong, you act like you never say this, like it's Pokemon crap, even though you obviously do, and this is a fine example. Also, seriously? Richard Goldschmidt, blah, 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 Yale University Press, 1940. Wow, Kent, way to go. And technically this statement is true, but the problem is, given it's a gradient, defining bird versus reptile, notice it says reptilian egg, is, so i.e. referring to the softer egg, is still kind of an odd thing to say, since, that's like saying when, you're at red, tell me what point red becomes blue.
500 miles apart. We could write a love story. They tried and tried, couldn't fly that far. Yeah. Thinking critically. The fossil record shows organisms evolved.
Oh, so they are active again. Thanks. I was wondering because I didn't know if they were just getting started, if they were a little early, usually at 7 o'clock. But thanks for that report, Billy. Kent's team is streaming the second night in a row on his little Dr. Dino channel. That bird married the mind goblin. Need to ask Kent, what's a mind goblin? Many birds are capable of parthenogenesis. They don't necessarily need a mate. Fascinating.
Many small changes over time. It does not show any such thing. You have to make it up. It's imagination. Evolution happens slowly, like Darwin said.
We're actually going to check on that real quick. I just want to look and see. Oh, yeah. Live. Oh, no, not yet. Not yet. Okay. Okay, we're going back to this tab.
Or it happened quickly, like Gould said. They don't seem to be capable of thinking outside the stupid box. It didn't happen at all. That theory is not allowed to be discussed. Had to happen one way or the other. Hair, Feathers, and Scales, a great article on ICR about that. You want to read that one?
Maria, all seriousness, I'd love to have you on sometime.
This one by Dwayne Gish, dead now. He started the creation movement. Feathered dinosaurs, a bunch of baloney. There's all kinds of articles on this. So, Dan, I'm sorry for going so long over time. This is only the first few minutes of your speech.
Hey, quit it, YouTube. I bet Ken Hovind doesn't mind gobbling these nuts. Oh!
If I get bored or get interested or you raise any ruckus at all or don't quietly say,
Oh, wow. What a fucking tough guy. Hey, have you raised a ruckus at all? Fuck you, Kent. If he wants to bother wasting his time on you, he has every single right to, and you just need to get the fuck over it. Or do another one of your stupid shows while you simultaneously criticize people like me who have a particular focus on the garbage you spout. I do this because people enjoy it. I've already said everything I need to say to and about you. I'm treading old water at this stage. Going in a nice circle in the kiddie pool that is Dinosaur Adventureland. But my audience, you see, they are very vocal when I don't stream. Where is the Whack-A-Hovind? Why aren't you doing the Whack-A-Hovind? When are you going to go live and whack Hovind? So I must keep on doing this. And it pisses you off because I use naughty words, which means you can't cover it. It's beautiful. By the way, Joseph, if you're still watching this late, eat a dick.
Hovind's right. I'm sorry. I may keep after you for the next 6 years. Line by
Go for it, fuckface. Or try going after something big like me. I'm not saying I'm better than Dan, far from it. But I'm just saying, I feel like it would be an ultimate challenge for Hovind. Especially just this team censoring half of what I say.
line, debunking everything you said that is stupid and lying. Understand? Bring it on if you want to debate me. Okay? One topic at a time. Joseph, if you watch the debate, I did, oftentimes, you're going to have to control the mic and shut him off when it's my turn to talk.
Oh, it's my turn to talk. Grow a pair, Hovind. It's in kindergarten.
Does he love to interrupt? If your students did that to you, Dan, you'd give them an F or kick them out of the class. You're going to come to my class, I'm going to teach you the truth. God made the world.
I had a mating pair of doves called Romeo and Juliet, and then Romeo started laying eggs. That is wild. Blue only did 50-minute live stream tonight, so it was live a second ago, so I don't know what is going on over there. Weird. How often do I live stream? Depending on the night, every night or every other night, but usually they're just following this clown or hitting up some other religious idiocy. I usually don't do too many open mics or anything like that, but I want to do more. Hopefully, if the move does happen in the next month, I'll have far more time and far more availability for more crazy projects. Went on DAL's site this afternoon. I wanted a t-shirt, but they were sold out for all sizes, which means the shirts haven't been produced. Perhaps no deposit. Yep. Deviant says, damn right, you must. We will not have it any other way. We demand the tomato Lord Tsar Yamato Suzu Kurisu Esquire Doctor. Damn. I don't want to go to Mr. Hovind's class, says S'mores Pop Tarts. I don't either. Oh, look at that shit-eating grin. Oh, there's the thumbnail that I'm never going to get around to making.
Just like he said he did. He wrote a book about it. The book is flawless, perfect, scientifically accurate.
The book is full of flaws. It is fundamentally imperfect, and it is scientifically inaccurate, about as inaccurate as you can get in most cases.
You're going to be judged by the author of this book.
Prove it, fat man.
I'm here to help
I don't know why I want to call him fat man, and it just sounds funny.
you, bud. If you don't want to help, maybe I can rescue some of your students before you brain.
Oh, yeah, like the ATCTR can kind of protest it weren't worth saving. Yeah, it's saving, more like condemning to the land of idiocy.
Watch them too much.
Of course, if anyone talks to you and actually believes this garbage, you can fucking have them.
Okay, questions or comments real quick?
Yeah, there's a few of them. You just want to go rapid
Yeah, you suck.
fire. That'll work.
Okay. Jacksonville, Florida. I want to see. I've been watching you a long time. Really, well, come visit. Cody, Jacksonville to here is about 5 hours. Amazing place. Come. It's free. It's free. Come on. Can you explain the Nephilim? Robert, I wish I could. I don't know. There's four,
I'm a Bible expert, but I don't know. It's always this. The moment you get Hovind on something he doesn't understand, I don't know. I don't have an opinion on it. I'm not prepared for that.
5 different theories I've read till my brain hurts. It says there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, they chose them, all which they chose. I don't know that there's a connection because of that phrase, and also after that. So I don't have here's where I feel it. Here's where I feel about things. If the Bible's not clear, I'm not going to be dogmatic.
Then why are you so dogmatic about anything since the Bible isn't clear on diddly squat?
The Bible's real clear on quite a few topics, but there's a few like that one. Maybe God said, look, you couldn't fit it in your little brain anyway. I'll explain it to you when you get to heaven. So, okay. Where's the geologic column at? In the textbook. That's the only place. See, the layers form sideways. They don't
Here we go. Some dumbass on TikTok had to ask.
form vertically.
Also, you don't end a sentence like that. It would just be where's the geologic column. You don't end it in at.
Go to Walt Brown.
Is that a dangling participle? I can't remember. I feel like that's what it is.
Dr. Walt Brown, he's dead now, did an awesome book, In the Beginning, by Walt Brown. Get the video, it's up online, called Experiments in Stratification.
Oh, no, that's not what a dangling participle is at all. I'm going to let Hovind continue talking while I look up what that grammatical error is. I'm sure someone will already have it in the chat, though.
It's a French guy who did these experiments at the Colorado University, where they pour different textures and densities of sand into moving water. The layers form horizontally. The moon pulling the tide up and down during Noah's flood made all the layers going sideways. Multiple layers form at the same time. The top.
God damn it. Okay, it's sentence terminal preposition is what it is. The practice is considered acceptable in modern English. Fuck you, it is, despite historical attempts to avoid it, particularly by those wanting to align English with Latin.
Layer is not younger than the bottom layer. It might be, the top layer might be older than the bottom layer by going downstream or upstream, depending on what the contour of the ocean floor was at the time and the tide moving back and forth. Watch my video number 6. I cover that in great detail. Okay, what would be the best way to show my husband that?
Well, yeah, I knew it was a preposition, so it's weird that I would go with the participle thing, but I get my grammatical terms confused easily. Even though I like grammar, it's fucking weird not being able to properly remember this stuff anymore because I didn't quite learn it in school, yet being interested in it now, to where I'm kind of flying blind on what half this stuff is called. And sadly, it begins to show my age that I can't quite remember these things, whereas I'm still pretty flexible on learning other things, but I'm going to keep trying. But it looks like there wasn't a particular term for that, but I remember teachers being hellaciously particular about that. Ending a sentence with a preposition, being very pissy about it, and I agree. It's just a hard habit to break when you're, in 7th grade.
Evolution's a lie. I've tried it several times. I'm nowhere as savvy as you are. Get him to watch one of my videos. Say, honey.
Chris Rubin, maybe your husband is too smart for this crap. Because obviously you just repeating what Hovind says isn't helping, and this dumb fuck doesn't exactly help his own case. There's another one for the screenshot bank.
Would you just sit and watch seminar part 1? Watch the first one.
I think we did that with logic. That's how I learned that you're a dumbass.
If he says, I'm not interested, say, I'll reward you. Oh, okay, he'll be interested, right?
Oh, what kind of reward are you talking about there, Hovind? You being a little pervy there?
Huh? Call me.
Also, it's funny that you gotta bribe people to watch your damn videos.
Tell him to call me anytime. 855 Big Dino, extension 3. I took a bunch of calls today. They said, is this really Ken Hovind? I didn't know you'd answer the phone.
No, you didn't.
What am I supposed to do when it rings? I do it all the time. Are there different races?
You don't answer your phone all day. You don't do shit all day.
Well, no, there's only one race called the human race. There's different skin colors. There's different colors of cows.
Also, at this stage, I apologize if I was muted for random quips. I don't even know anymore. I think this button might be flaking out finally.
Cows too, but they all look the same in the meat locker and they all taste the same on the hamburger. No, there's only one race called the human race, and it's
except that not all cows do taste the same.
Stupid to say. Actually, I've never met a black man. Never met a black man. This is black. I've never met a white man.
Oh, here we fucking go. He's gonna pull this crap. I guess it's a matter of when it's man. When it's women, it's different because he literally said that thing of saw the black woman turn white that time. Big Bad Mama put up Slash Gracious Crybaby, forget which channel, I think it was BBM. Put up a short of that thing mixed in with this very same speech that he gives
Never met a black
on
man.
races.
This is black. I've never met a white man. Here, this is white. I am not white. I'm kind of light colored, you know, before the sun hits me, but I'm not white. Never met a white man or black.
Oh no, Logic just used the Fucktard song, which someone else made back when Kent went to prison.
Man, I think the whole thing is stupid.
Although he did teach us that he is definitively a fucktard. Also a dumbass. Also a liar.
Argue about skin color. Get a job, get to work, do something for the Lord. Okay.
Hi, you know, one of the things about the whole racial thing is that putting it down to skin color is a really juvenile way to address it, and actually at this stage I've realized is intentionally done by racists to try to excuse it because it's nothing to do with skin color and has everything to do with ethnic backgrounds. Hence why I refer to things as people of particular ethnicities. If I have to go about that stuff in that kind of a nitty-gritty way when discussing racism, because that's where what actually matters is the ethnic background. Because remember, the United States had a big problem for a time with Irish people coming into the country. And last I checked, if one was to use generic ethnic identifiers, they would be white. So, yeah.
I heard somewhere we're just different shades of wheat.
Different shades of wheat?
Yeah.
Probably so. Are horses related to unicorns? I don't know, Sandra.
Hovind doesn't know anything. Also, you're a fucking moron if you're seriously thinking unicorns are real. I got some beachfront property in motherfucking South Memphis to sell you. It's right in Whitehaven. You'd like it. It's Whitehaven. Yeah.
Sabrina. I'm not sure what the unicorn is. We think the prefix uni means single horn or something. I don't know that it even means
We think the prefix means what the fuck, Kent?
that. Okay. It's mentioned in the Bible several times, and it doesn't tell us what it is. It talks about the unicorn being strong. You can't tame him. Those are I watch my video 7, right?
Funny, it almost sounds like a rhino, a creature with a horn that would have been prominent in the area that certainly was strong and couldn't be tamed.
Cover what the Bible says about it. That's it.
One more.
Not crybaby, is it? Okay. We are in Lenox, Alabama.
It's not crybaby, is it? Oh, where's your museum? Really? Do these people like not at all understand anything? Is this their first time coming across Hove and they're like, there's the big ticket? If you don't know where Hovind is and you don't know all his greatest hits, are you even a creationist?
Straight north of Pensacola, 70 miles. Get a magnifying glass and zoom in really hard. See if you can find Lenox. 30 people. We love it up here. Just north of Interstate 65. Just type in Dinosaur Adventureland and Google will take you right to us. They know where we are.
Maria stresses, Kent, sociologically and culturally, you are white as fuck, and that comes with a shitload of privilege that you exercise every day. You are the whitest man I know of. And I mean, let's be clear, I'm pretty damn white and nerdy, but this motherfucker takes the cake. And on that note, I have a story to tell those of you who are still around once the stream ends. A little thing that happened today. It was interesting. Irish people are pretty fucking white. They can disappear into walls. My legs are scary white. Also, there are some people from the deepest Africa that are black.
We are. Atheists, you know where we are, don't you guys? Why don't you come debate? You sit right here and have a debate live. Any of you, all of you, same time. Okay, thank you so much. Brother, this guy fires me up. But I enjoy it. All right.
And then it just no. I don't want to watch a fucking Thunderfoot. All right, so that is the end of that. The story I was going to tell you all, however, was okay. So I was waiting just up front of work for from a ride to get there, right? And so I'm looking at my phone, listening to some stuff, and this teenage I'm just gonna say it, teenage black guy comes up and puts out the his hand in the universal fist bump gesture. So we do the gesture. And I just smile because like shit. Am I supposed to know him? Is he someone I know from somewhere? I don't recognize him, but then again, I have a terrible memory and I'm fucking blind. Oh, hey, he's got friends with him. They're like, you just must have just got off work, huh? And I'm like, yeah. When'd you come in? 6. Damn. I'm like, hey, I ain't complaining. I got the best schedule in the store. They laugh, go on in, and it took me a second. I realized that was just a completely natural, just interaction, just out of the blue for whatever reason. Didn't seem like they were, trying to fuck with me or anything. Because, you occasionally have people just try to be dumbasses like that. Nope. It was just random nerdy 40-year-old white guy, in his work uniform, chilling out front as his friend's about to come and pick him up. And they're just like, "What up?" And I'm like, if that isn't the most pure Memphis thing of just cultural blend, a generational blend, where it's just like whatever their goal was for it, it ended up being a positive experience for me. Like I said, I think it was completely genuine. You're not totally used to that, but man, when it does happen, once I process it, I'm like, that was fucking awesome. I hope those guys found whatever they may have been looking for at work. And if they were just looking around, hope they enjoyed their time. Hope the day's going, has gone well for them. Because it's little stuff like that that brightens up your day, especially in a city that has the diversity and the legacy of strife that this city has, the shadows of it. Memphis doesn't get brought up all that much beyond MLK being assassinated here, which was obviously a very, one of those major events in civil rights movement and in just, American history in general. But even in the cultural sense, we still haven't healed from that era in many elements of the city. And it's nice for people to just be friendly, especially younger kids coming in. It's like, okay, cool. I mean, even if they were somehow fucking around with me, it did not at all seem like it. So I guess they failed, but I don't think they were. So it was just something freaking awesome, just straight up. Race is really weird in the U.S. civic thing. Not only his obsession with dividing people into races, but also the very use of that word. It strikes me as very strange. Welcome to America. We are weird. In case you hadn't noticed. Yeah, he's white, but I wouldn't say he's white and nerdy. Nope, I'm white and nerdy. That'd be a compliment. Love Thunderfoot. We did get problematic for a bit. Yeah, I have to take him in paces. I still like the guy, but and his hate boner for Musk. Even I've hated Musk for as long as he has, but I don't like to watch videos on things I truly hate, people I truly hate, and I'm just like, yeah. You understand there's a very different situation history in the U.S. whole owning people and segregation and stuff, but just as a Swede, it's still very weird. Thunderfoot used to go on random Discord chats all the damn time a couple of years ago. Privileged to say I was in a couple of those. He's rather personable. That's the vibe I get from him. Just strongly opinionated. I feel a lot of correlation to Thunderfoot and myself, but I'm just not the tour de force that Thunderfoot, was at the time. He's kind of take a step back a little bit. In a way, you met some neighbors. Exactly. Just fellow Memphians. And it's like, shit, we can have more of that. This would be a great freaking city. Great place. If anyone says someone isn't black, just look up Nykim Gatwich. She's so beautiful. Yeah. That is just pure tone right there. Oh, humans really are beautiful creatures. Sometimes we're horrible. In some ways we're horrible, but when you look at it and you see another human and you're just like, wow. You realize that the ethnic branches don't matter. It's simply a matter of particular feature preferences. And that's just how it works. Can't speak about race in the U.S. as an anthropologist, but it's not my specialty. Can speak about race in the U.S. as an anthropologist, but not my specialty. Yeah. Sometimes we got to stay in our lane, as some would say. But all right, this has been a 2.5 hour stream. I did not expect it to take this long. I need to go get some food and get ready for my night. It's 7:16 right now, 7:15 range. What time does it actually say? Like it matters. 7:16. Okay. Yeah, so I got some Guild Wars, get some dinner in me, and then that's the end of that. So I'm out of here. Much love. Catch everyone next time.